Guess what, guys? We are muted that entire time. Good thing we caught that now. We're gonna start over. We're gonna take this back from the top. So that means all the mistakes have not been heard. So Quentin, you know what to do when it comes to editing later, right? Right?
Give me a clip of that for the mid-roll.
Absolutely.
That makes me worried. Anyway, hello everyone, and welcome to Prestige Encounters, the Dungeons and Dragons campaign, brought to you by Legend Souls Gaming. I'm Dungeon Master Michael. We have an exciting session story for tonight, but first, a few announcements to get through. A lot of the music you'll be hearing tonight is brought to you by Midnight Syndicate. Midnight Syndicate is a music production group getting goth, horror, and fantasy RPG music that you can be using at your tables at home. For more information, go to midnightsyndicate.com or use the command !midnight in our chat for a clickable link. God, that's really long. You can watch your music videos on YouTube, listen to their music on Spotify, or even ask your Amazon Alexa device to play Midnight Syndicate right now. Thank you so much. I think we should just get into it. We have a great session. I have some amazing things planned with the session this evening, as our players are finally at their own player-owned keep, or player bastion as known in the rules that we play. Some fantastic lore behind this place, so we're just gonna dive on in. Who's giving the summary today? Chloe. Amazing. So everyone, grab your drinks, grab your snacks as we welcome you to our table, and we begin tonight's session of Prestige Encounters. And here to tell us what happened last week in her very own words is none other than Emmeline. Take it away.
When Astra appeared before us, after we had freed the grove from its shackles, Sanasha immediately recognized her and nearly lost her composure. Naoki took a moment longer to realize who she was, and I personally couldn't believe it for the first few moments. A member of the Seekers? Unbelievable. Astra confirmed that what we did had restored the connection between the groves, though she hadn't yet confirmed everything with Aspen. She suggested we rest and speak again that evening, and one of the elders offered us one of the huts left empty after the grove's corruption. That night, we met with Astra and the druids between glowing mushrooms. She drew cards as we spoke about these strange entities beyond the veil. An empty loom, a silver needle, and a tapestry unraveling. These don't seem to be good omens. Sanasha mentioned the name Eugenthikol, I believe it was, to her, and Astra recognized it as the name of a cat that she had once encountered, oddly enough. We debated our next steps, checking on the other groves, seeking a god-killing weapon in Sealnor, or pursuing the trials of Kazmir. Astra warned that the weapon we seek, at least in Sealnor, lies in some sort of pocket dimension, and that wielding power capable of killing a god is not a task to take lightly. Her cards suggested that she and Aspen were not meant to be the ones to wield it, nor solve any of these particular issues. Astra then offered us tea that, at first, tasted floral and pleasant, but it led into a guided vision. We witnessed a time before creation, before Zolna spoke light into the void, when there was neither light nor fear. A sickly green comet tore across the sky, like scissors cutting the stars loose from the heavens. In that moment, we felt something ancient become aware of us. Sanasha panicked. Percy looked lost, and I forced myself to focus and try to reach out towards the comet. I wanted to try and connect with it and to understand it. Whatever lies beyond is hunting us, drawn to our succulent mortal fear. The door between worlds has cracked, and those things can smell us through it. Astra urged us to wake before they reached us, and when we did, I had to leave the room quickly as to not get sick in front of my companions. She told us that what we saw was only a glimpse of what was coming. And in that night, we debated our options. we still need a weapon capable of killing a god, perhaps the Spear of Skad, or something comparable. We could attempt to stop the ritual at Dorum Finis, undertake Casimir's trials to try and gain his favor or help, or we could establish our bastion at the Warden's Spire while we gather information. In the end, we chose to travel to the Spire first. Astra opened a portal that morning through the tree and sent us to Vestorum, where we met Thane Ossuer again. He insisted on joining us as we traveled to the ferry and seemed enjoyably curious about our plans for the Spire. I personally intend to turn it into something worthwhile. A library, a laboratory, perhaps even a place to train apprentices. If we're going to have a headquarters, it may as well have its usefulness. And uniforms. The ferry carried us across foul, miasmic water that decayed anything living. When we reached the island, the Warden's Spire stood waiting, an obsidian tower sinking slowly into marshland and badly in need of repair. Once a prison, it now belonged to us. Thane allowed me to copy the teleportation circle spell so that we can establish a permanent circle there. Much of the tower has collapsed, but its upper levels once rose above the mist. With work and the right allies, we can rebuild this. We've already begun discussing workshops, a proper library or a laboratory, and turning the Spire into something far more useful than the ruin it is now. It's not much yet, but it will be.
Thank you so much. And this is where our story continues. You are all within the land of the Warden's Spire, the plot of land that has been gifted to you by the head emperor, the supreme ruler of the Sankesian Empire, and his council of archmage, which is known as the Inquisitors. Right now, the tower does not look like much. It is a glossy black stone tower that seems to be crumbling, very large in stature, on kind of like a marsh-like land. It is surrounded by a lake known as the Miasma, which has a some sort of acidic or burning property to it as you drop leaves in it and they dissolved rather quickly. From here, what would you like to do?
Well, I think before we can start making any specific decisions, maybe we should take a tour of it, at least where we can, where it's safe. I'm assuming certain levels may be unstable, and Emmeline's just kind of looking at the outside, trying to like piece it together.
If I had to guess, there used to be a prison, right? So I would presume it also goes underground.
Oh, yes.
Like they would keep the...
There are a number of chambers and things. However, I will stay here. You are welcome to explore on your own. I personally do not know these grounds.
Is that you suggesting there might be something dangerous in there?
Oh, it's very possible. Just be aware of what you may or may not find. As Master Thane looks at all of you, you may not know like what you find here.
That wouldn't be all that different.
Are you just going to wait out here then? And we can usher you in when it's safe?
When you're done exploring, you may come and speak to me and we can decide what we're going to do next. How about that?
Great. And then Emmeline's going to head on in.
Mm-hmm.
DM, can I kind of like, as we've been exploring the Sanguisian Empire, how common are like ghosts and stuff, or is it mostly just like undead creatures and like golems and constructs and stuff?
We went through an entire field of ghosts when we first got
here.
Yeah,
but like
as far as like citizens go, it's mostly undead in terms of physical bodies that seem to be devoid of some spirit. The ghosts that you've seen are more so like from the majority of them are lingering spirits that are conscious of their existence, but they're not exactly like citizens. They're more so just things that haunt the areas, or just are bound to the area that they're in.
Okay, good to know. Then I will continue on inwards.
When we get inside, what are we looking at here? Are we seeing like a staircase immediately, or perhaps?
So
Debris?
entering in, it is a very large circular chamber that seems to have a staircase leading up that's crumbling, along with a pathway down. There are a few iron doors here and there that are rusted shut in some places. Some are open. There are cobwebs. You watch as a couple rats dart by, scurrying away from your sight.
Charming.
A little dusty, don't you think?
Gonna need some
Definitely.
cleaning.
How many layers do you think it goes down?
Well, there's only one way to find out, isn't there?
As long as we can get down there.
Hmm.
Maybe we should split up. A couple of us could check the cellar, and some of us could try to meander our way up these broken stairs.
So who can see in the dark? That'd be a good way to figure that out. I can definitely see in the dark.
I can see perfectly fine in the dark.
I think most of us can now.
I can't.
I couldn't, but it's a newfound ability since I did that.
Since you became a vampire.
No, Emily,
Oh,
I
quiet.
think you just need to eat carrots.
You know, that's
What?
not actually true.
I eat plenty of crickets. I
magical
feel like they have
carrot?
the same amount of vitamins.
Did you all just hear that horrible screaming sound?
No, I was arguing with Diablo. I hear the wind.
So am I the only one who heard that?
I didn't hear any screaming.
I didn't expect you to be afraid of ghosts, Sanasha.
It's not ghosts. But who knows?
Sure it is.
There's probably going to be a nice amount of corpses waiting for us in here.
Was it Thane maybe screaming at his
No, it's more like
don't quite remember the name of his
Like that.
hireling.
No? That's out of character. Am I actually making that up, or did I actually hear that sound? Like,
I don't know what you're talking about. Ian. I just think
Okay.
you're making stuff up.
play it back. Roll back. Roll back.
Jamie, can you play that back?
Well,
Was that?
I could definitely use.
It appears that it is raining outside. I'm just going to stand inside this room. How about that?
You didn't bring an umbrella?
No. Why would I do that?
Here, do you want mine?
Don't give her your umbrella. Isn't that
Anyway,
special?
have fun looking around.
Yeah.
And it seems that we're going to be here for a while, as this place is prone to flooding.
Oh,
Okay.
This will give us a great opportunity to patch leaks. So keep that in mind, everyone, as you're looking.
No, at least make note of where the leaks are. But yeah.
Yeah.
so who's going up the broken stairs that we may need to teleport to the next floor?
Is there a clear platform at the top of the stairs?
Mhm.
I'll go up.
I can get up there, no problem.
Sweet. So the three of us could go, and then the three of you could check the cellar.
Sure. Sounds like
That's good.
a good idea.
Great. If we do end up falling, don't worry, Diablo Renatus. I will cast Feather Falling, and we will be okay.
And if we
Yeah,
fall down
yeah.
into the Underdark, we'll try to leave beautiful corpses.
Give a holler.
Kind of catch you now, a little bit.
How together, I guess, solid is the wall leading up to the top?
Make an intelligence check.
Okay.
Unless you have like a masonry tools or anything like that.
No.
No, that's not my skill set.
That's a 3.
A 3. It seems really solid. Built like new.
Built like new. No visible holes or anything was mostly what I was asking.
Oh no,
but
those are probably there for structural importance.
yeah.
Diablo is not in the building business.
Is it jumpable, DM? If I'm looking at this, the stairs that have crumbled up to that platform, is that jumpable?
So there is a path leading up to the second level.
Oh, cool.
Is there like a middle area, like a support beam in the middle or something that goes up the staircase? Is it like a winding staircase?
Yeah.
So there's a support beam in the middle.
I mean, the stairs, you can walk up the stairs. There's nothing obstructing your path upwards.
Okay. I didn't know if they were broken or not.
I mean, they're
That's
crumbling, they're weathered, they're worn down, but they're not like impassable gaps within the staircase.
Okay, then.
Next week on This Old Bastion.
It has good bones.
I guess we'll just start going up then.
This is a nice Alurin era construction.
So, as who's all going up the stairs? Is it just Diablo and Emmeline?
And Renatus. He is
And
coming.
Renatus.
I'm using Misty Step to get up there.
There's literally stairs.
So as you guys
I'm not taking that chance. Fuck
walking
that.
up the stairs, you hear the sound of something or someone muttering in a very frustrated tone.
I'd like to try and sneak up on them. I know Emmeline's boots are click-clacking. Gonna be a little tough.
Repeat that.
But yeah. Oh, I'd just like to try and sneak up on them.
Oh, so you're just okay. So as you guys are continuing up the stairs and the sound of muttering is getting louder, there is a room that has like a partition that separates about 2/3 away across the second floor, and through the doorway you see a figure. Your breath is starting to form in the air as the temperature has suddenly dropped. And standing by a rotted oak desk is a figure in leather studded armor that is very polished, except this person shimmers with a pale blue light. They are hovering over this moldering ledger and moving with rigid mechanical precision. They're writing with a quill that leaves no ink, only a faint trail of frost on the page. Without looking up at you, once again, he speaks. I am 3 minutes behind schedule in maintaining this place. State your request. What is it? Or shall we request an execution date?
You the secretary or something?
Secretary. This place wouldn't be able to run if it weren't for me. I am the High Warden of this place.
Hi, Warden. All right. Where'd you keep all your prisoners?
Prisoners kept below, beneath the ground where they belong.
Right.
Warden,
He
have
takes
you
a pocket
been...
watch out of his clothing and clicks it on. 30 seconds behind. I must go greet her at the coast. Closes it. Do not go snooping around my office. Good day. I would say that he marches off, but with a stack of scrolls underneath his arm, but he just floats out and out of your view and dissipates as soon as he crosses through the door.
How sad. Imagine working forever.
Oh, and one more thing. Do not be going and changing any floor plan without doing the proper paperwork.
Of course.
If you do, I will make sure that it fails. And some people might have an unfortunate fall from the scaffolding.
Proper paperwork with you?
He disappears once more.
Very, ambiguous. He doesn't seem that bad, though, right? Great talk. All right. Thank you, friends. Glad that we could agree on that. And she's gonna kind of just peruse his office as, yeah, just she's not snooping necessarily. She's just eyeballing everything. Snooping would require removing certain objects or moving things to the side or changing something. She's not doing none of that. She's just looking.
Go ahead and make an investigation check.
Uh, 26.
26. Is that what you just rolled?
Yeah.
All right. So as you are assuming, like, a lot of this stuff is like just crumbling in your hands as you're like snooping around, but you do manage to find a note.
Don't mind if I do. Oh. That's okay. Fascinating. She will fold it up and pocket it.
All right. And Renatus, what are you doing?
I'm just taking a look around, really.
Okay, go to roll investigation
Just-
check.
All right. Yeah, not really looking for anything in particular. 18.
18. As you are looking around the room, you also come across a document as well. And we'll go ahead and move on down to Naoki, Percy, and Sanasha. The steps leading down into the lower levels of the tower are slick as the water has trickled down. There's condensation among the stone. And you start to see, as you're passing by in the spiral staircase, a series of cells built into the walls.
So not necessarily rooms, but more like one long staircase with just cells. Not like large.
But as you're looking around, you could imagine that this could be built out. But I'm gonna make a wisdom check. Or history check, sorry.
Just history, okay.
Ooh. Not like this wet floor.
Just a 7 on that one.
7. You can imagine there's probably a reason why this has been built in this way, but you can't quite place it. There are, and I said cells. The first bit are a number of rooms. And as you are looking around, you catch a flicker of movement in the corner of your eye. A small slight shadow that darts behind a bookcase in one of the rooms. There is a old crumbled bed. The sheets have been well eaten by moths and other creatures. And as do you walk into the room?
If he like sees it, he'll stop for a second, and whoever's like close by, he'll whisper in their ear, like, act casual, there's something here, but I don't want to alert it. And then he'll like casually walk in the room, as if trying to act like he hasn't noticed this creature, basically, but like trying to get closer to it as well.
Yeah. So as you walk into the room and you peer on the corner from behind the suitcase, you see a young girl sitting cross-legged on the floor. She wears a tattered smock, but as she looks up at you, you see that her eyes are twin pools of this oily green black. That's similar to the miasma outside. She ignores you entirely. Her fingers are stained black with charcoal as she frantically draws a sprawling mural on the stone. The image is a disturbing, hyper-realistic depiction of a face that you haven't met yet, twisted in a silent scream. And then she pauses. She tilts her head as if listening to a sound that you cannot hear. And then she begins to draw a crown of thorns above the figure's head.
Hello there, I'm Percy. But what's your name?
She does not speak. She continues to draw.
Guys,
What are you drawing there? Is that someone you know?
Can I try is it chalk or in her hand, or is like
Charcoal.
like embedded on her finger? Can I like take the charcoal?
Okay. So as you reach for the charcoal, the figure dissipates in a cloud of mist, but the drawing stays.
Yeah, I'm just gonna wash that off real quick.
Wait.
Wait, maybe we should get Emlyn to make note of it first, right? I mean,
Yeah, right. Like, this is.
I'm not
fine.
much for drawing.
Was that a ghost?
I mean, she just disappeared when you touched her, so.
On the bad
Why'd you
side,
try
Sam, you
taking
see
away
that there
her-
is a journal. You open it to a random page and you find an entry amongst the rotted pages.
What's it say?
You got that? Sorry, did I get that?
Yeah, you did.
Oh, here we go. I'll read it out. It says, the High Warden says the miasma is a gift, a shroud sent by Nexus to protect us from the stinging glare of the heavens. But I have seen the water change the holy springs of Alfgard, used to hum with with a golden renaissance. Now they are silent, thick, and oily. Today, the first ferry returned from the mainland. It wasn't carrying pilgrims seeking healing, it was carrying soldiers, beings of light bound in chains of void glass. Their wings were tied with barbed wire, and their eyes, they looked at us with not with anger, but with pity that made my skin crawl. We are no longer a sanitarium. The High Warden has ordered the lower wards to be reinforced with lead, he says. We are keeping the contagion of light from spreading. I think we are just building a cage for the sun.
Wait. This is a holy place?
I think it was used to trap
Imprison angels?
imprison. Yeah, that's what it sounds like from that.
And what was that about? What was that place you said? The
Which one? Sorry.
You said something, I just don't remember what it was. Aelfgard or something like that.
Oh, Aelfgard used to hum with a golden renaissance. Now they are silent, thick. The holy springs of Aelfgard.
Aelfgard. Does that mean anything
Yeah,
Since
does that mean
this
anything
document
to-
has been shared with both Naoki and Gi, I have put it in your journals on Roll20 as well.
Yeah, nice. Just gonna. Have we ever heard of Elfgard before? Does that
Make a
ring a
history
bell?
check.
Sure.
Can I help with that?
I'll certainly try.
Yeah. The word was sanatorium. We are no longer a
Sanatorium.
sanatorium.
Oh, sanatorium. Ooh, that's also problematic.
Reading's hard when you're dyslexic, guys. I do apologize.
Sanatorium. Okay.
Like
Ethelgard. Yeah, does 12 help with that, or does it just means nothing?
You don't know.
Wonder if it's something to do with the God Scar and the fight that happened there. That's my running theory. If
I mean,
they were once a lush place and now it's, well, a battlefield, or the remains of one.
and they treated these. I mean, I'm not a big fan of any of the servants of the gods, but tying angels' wings with barbed wire and locking them up in cells. This place is likely drenched with the blood of the divine.
oh, that's
Can I look around to see if there's any more, like, journals or anything, or anything interesting?
You
in
gotta
this
make an
room?
investigation check as you're looking around this room.
Investigation. An 11.
11. As you're looking around the room, there's nothing else that seems to be legible here.
Yeah.
But you can always continue downward.
Yeah, so we need to keep an eye out for lead.
barbed wire.
Well, more
I'm just worried that further down might be flooded with how much water gets in.
Huh, we'll find out.
True.
I mean, we can fix that a little bit.
Yeah, we should also be aware of, we don't want to have lead in the water table. Though, let's also talk about the holy springs. The miasma. I mean, was the water around here considered blessed? And now it's toxic. I think
Interesting.
that poisonous water spreading through Auschwitz. How much of this land has been poisoned, destroyed, ruined? The forest in the morning, the mornwood, turned to, fossilized death. This is a land of death.
And as you continue on downward, we'll go up back to Jeremiah, Quentin, and Chloe. So as are you still exploring the second floor? We're gonna go up to the third. There's other
We
rooms
could
on
probably
the
go up to
second
the
floor.
third, yeah.
You said I didn't find anything really, right?
No,
Okay. Then yeah, I'll go up to the third.
What other rooms are there on the second, though, you said?
so as you're looking around, there appears to be like offices, that sort of thing. Actually, Jeremiah, go and make an investigation check.
Okay. 2.
2. As you're looking at most of the stuff, as the roof is open, and you can hear the rain on the third or fourth floor, whatever is available, that hasn't crumbled in yet. Most of the stuff is rotten and like mold covered.
Diablo goes to go check one of the other rooms and he like pulls the door handle off. Like,
Yeah, I think this is a bunch of shit. You should keep going up.
Yeah, it needs some work, but I'm seeing the vision. And she'll kind of look at the door that is now eviscerated, and she'll head up with Renatus. The warden mentioned proper papers. You don't think that's going to be a problem, right? You don't think he's going to, like, haunt the tower if we don't do everything by the books, right?
And I got no clue.
Spirits. Vengeful spirits can be very fickle.
Yeah. As we're walking up, by the way, I would like to keep an eye out for any runes, any bricks with runes on them.
Okay.
Stuff of that sort.
Make an investigation check.
On it.
A lot of investigation checks today.
19.
19. Great. So as you're going up the staircase, you find a room that looks nicer than most here. This one appears to have a little bit of protection from the elements, as a lot of the stuff inside is still aged and decayed, but not as much as you would expect. As you go to reach for the door, as the doors are made of like rotten wood, but with glass panes still within the frames, you notice that there's a small glowing rune upon the door.
Which rune would it be? Is it a rune of warding?
A glyph of warding.
Glyph of warding. Is it active?
It wouldn't be glowing if it wasn't.
If it wasn't? Okay, okay.
Most likely would need dispelled or triggered from a distance.
Okay. All right. Stand back a bit. I'm just going to do this from a distance. Come. And she'll kind of bring those two back away from the door and cast. Let's do firebolt. Let's firebolt that bitch. Yoink. Oh. 27?
27 to hit, and you're hitting the door?
Yeah.
All right. From how far away? You can get max of
on
like
the
30
stairs.
feet away from it.
Yeah.
30 feet. Yeah.
When Liam asks how far away,
Sorry, you can get a max of 20 feet away from it.
That works. 20 feet's great. It'll be just on the stairs. Hopefully I don't fall.
All right. So, all of you, I would say all of you within 20 feet. So you hit the door, and a rune ignites, and this cloud full of green gas fills the room. I need everyone to make a Constitution saving throw, please.
Sorry, guys.
a trap.
I got an 18.
12.
14. What kind of gas is this?
It is poison.
Oh, cool. Hang on one sec. 14.
14. All right. So you're all are going to take
700 damage.
Oh my god, they just all passed out upstairs.
32 points of poison damage as this gas continues to linger within this room.
Do I take half?
Are you resistant to poison?
Oh, wait. I'm stupid. Never mind. Yeah, I take half then.
Yeah.
So that's 16.
What did I need to save on that? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Higher than 18.
Oh god. Come on. Oh, I need to. She's gonna like run through this gas into the room to try to like. Hopefully it's clearer in there. We'll find out, huh?
This sets up a series of traps.
Oh god.
Stab, burn, explode.
No. I need the lore.
Is anybody doing anything about the gas in this area?
Yeah, Diablo is coughing and hacking, and blood's coming out of his mask and shit.
I'm gonna make my way back
I
up
need
to the
everybody
second floor.
to make a Constitution saving throw, please.
I was gathering my thoughts. Holy shit.
I already said what I was doing before you said that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is there any way to like fan it out of the way or something like that?
I just realized I could have dispelled that. Sorry, guys. Fuck.
You still can. It is a spell active in effect.
Is it
Can you spell it?
producing poison?
This is the spell Cloud Kill. So you
Can I
guys
just spell?
go ahead and roll for Dispel Magic.
Sorry, guys. That's crazy. Let's see.
I love wizards.
Okay. All right. A D20, right? Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh yeah.
That's a 9.
Sorry.
That will fail. You do have inspiration though, because you gave the summary today, and you're also a human, so you get inspiration.
Let's use that. Let's do it. Let's run it back.
All right, let's roll
Run
it
that
again.
back one more
And I
time.
believe you get your spell modifier added on to that if it's the spell magic. Am I wrong?
We'll find out. We'll find out.
Did
That's
you
a
read
14.
the spell?
I read the spell. I read a spell. It says, for each ongoing spell of level 4 or higher to the target, make an ability check using your spellcasting ability DC 10 plus the spell's level.
Okay. So what level are you casting the spell magic at?
3rd.
3rd? Then that will succeed. The gas will dissipate. As you just spelled Cloud Kill. So
Right,
you don't take
Emily's
the
gonna
second.
collapse.
You don't take the second thing of damage, but you all are like, even if you took half, you're still like coughing up whatever lifeblood you may have or that sort of thing. It was a very, very rough bit of poison that you experienced there. So everybody except for Quentin has taken only 32 points of damage, and then Quentin has taken 16.
You know, we should have probably sent one of the healers with them.
Sorry, guys. I thought it would have done something totally different. Oh, she'll kind of like blow her nose and wipe it on her sleeve because she's disgusting. Now that, I mean, can I start waving around this? Like, what am I looking at here?
So as you're looking,
Within this
there
room.
is a very obvious note on the desk.
Don't mind if I do. Oh, wow.
I would encourage you to read it out loud if you could.
Sure can. Sure can. Sure can. From Master Architect Vane. Status summary. The primary vertical structure has reached the 7th tier. We have successfully mitigated the environmental hazards posed by the Lake Miasma though personnel attrition, something of the sort, remains within the acceptable loss
Attrition.
projections. The fuck is that?
It means that they're dying. They're dead.
Oh, sweet. Okay, so that's all in the acceptable loss projections for the project of this scale. So basically, the deaths that have happened, that's fine. Okay, foundational analysis. We have successfully driven the primary lead pylons into the lake bed. Lead. The lead, not the leads, the lead pylons. Into the lake bed? Sorry, guys. I'm piecing this together mentally as I'm reading this. The necrotic acidity of the miasma proved more volatile than the initial survey suggested. To ensure the spire remained stationary against the lake's currents, we were forced to utilize fixed labor tactics. When the mason's cognitive functions were dissolved by the water's fumes, we physically tethered their remains to the underwater scaffolding. Genius, of course. Their muscle memory persists, and they continue to hammer despite the loss of their higher selves. Brilliant. This has ensured that the foundation is rooted in both lead and tireless bone. Fuck it, yes. Material sealing. The void glass cladding is being installed at a rate of 4 panels per cycle. To prevent radiant seepage, the invasive light pollution from the upper atmosphere, we are utilizing a sealant composed of pulverized celestial remains and lead grit. Of course. This slurry is non-porous and effectively deadens any divine resonance that might trigger a radiant rot outbreak within the garrison. Conclusion, the spire is becoming exactly what we require, a dense, light-starved vacuum. It is a triumph of engineering over the natural hostility of the heavens. We are not merely stacking stone, we are creating a localized zone of absolute privacy where the Empire's subjects can exist without the threat of celestial observation or purification by light. The cost in laborers is high, but a tower built on the silence of the broken is a tower that will never whisper our secrets to the stars. Now, I find this very fascinating. Hear me out, Diablo. Hear me out, Renatus, because look at this. Look at this little thing I found as well, okay? It was in the other room. It was a note I took from the warden's desk. It says, Journal of Inquisitor Vestaros. The living call us monstrosities, yet they worship a sun that would incinerate us for the crime of existing. They speak of heaven's mercy, but I have seen that mercy. It is a blinding, searing heat that demands every soul be bleached white or be erased. We did not choose this hunger, this coldness, or this twilight. We were forged by Nexus when the gods of light abandoned us to the vacuum. Remember that. Today, we brought in a solar commander. He screamed that we were abominations as we lowered him into the lead bath. He truly believes that his radiance is the only truth and that our shadow is merely an absence. He is wrong. Shadow is a presence. It is the comfort of the womb, and it is the rest at the end of the day. We are siphoning his essence, not out of malice, siphoning his essence, but out of necessity. We do not turn his light into a shield. His kin will descend and purify this kingdom until every one of our children, undead or not, is nothing but ash in the wind. To the Celestials, our very breath is a hearsay. Therefore, we shall use their very breath to fuel our survival. They force us into the dark. It is only fair we teach them how to die in it. If we combine these two pieces of literature... Oh. What does this mean? There's it right there. I know what this means.
Twisted Dungeon Master.
I don't know what you mean.
That's
This
a
place
hell
is
of a piece of lore.
fucked.
So,
I
back
think
to our other
Isn't
three
that
companions.
So smart.
Okay, so I guess we'll continue on and see what we find.
Ugh, these stairs are so gross and slimy.
Just be careful not to slip.
I'm more worried about you guys who wear shoes.
I don't even know if I'd want to step on this. Who knows what that slime is made out of?
As you are continuing to walk down and sitting in an archway that leads deep into what you presume to be the land beneath the tower, there is a shadow within the archway glowing with a faint blue light. Except rather than a humanoid like most ghosts you've seen, this one is a figure of a skeleton. He is draped in heavy, opulent robes of twilight purple and black velvet, and he doesn't radiate any malice, but instead a deep, tragic sadness is about him. He's looking down, his shoulders are bent forward. He is slouching. A massive ring of iron keys hangs from his hip, clinking softly as he trembles. And as he looks up, he has this tenderness about him that seems very out of place for a jailer. As he opens his mouth, his jaw clicks as he sighs. They never broke, you know. Even in the dark. I keep the keys. I forget which door leads to mercy. And he walks through the wall.
Did the keys remain?
Part of his form.
Does he mean the angels that they trapped here? The angels never broke?
That would make sense. They're
Sure.
somewhat eternal, aren't they?
But what were they doing to them that would require them to break?
I mean, it sounds like because I mean, an angel could just disappear in an instant. So surely they had something that physically shackled them.
Yeah, it's a prison, for sure. And it was a sanitarium, so it was not exactly meant for beneficial purposes as we think about it, but we need more information.
Well, let's keep pushing on then.
Should keep an eye out for any traps. Magical or otherwise.
Who would like to keep an eye out for traps?
That could be Percy's job. Unless it's magical, then I can do it.
I'll keep an eye out for traps.
I mean, yeah, and Sanasha would also as well. She's got decent investigation, so I don't know if yours is better. I got a 5, so.
Can do Arcana.
Do it.
Okay, yeah. I mean, you should still do it. We both said we were going to do it, so.
Okay.
Right.
So you don't want advantage?
I mean, I could. Can I have advantage because we're both doing it?
Sure.
Okay. 20. Dirty.
20. All right. So as there is, as you're looking around, you don't notice that there are any traps noticeably around the area, but there are a number of cells going down, and there is a heavy iron door at the end of the hallway. So you have these cells on both sides of you as you're walking down, and then this heavy iron door at the end.
Is it iron or is it lead?
From what it's a heavy metal door. We'll say that.
Is it open? If like I try
It
push
seems to be
pull it?
rusted shut. As you're looking around, it might require some brute force to open up.
Okay. Well, there's no lock to go. Let's. Sorry. A little scary there. She's gonna like get a little mad. Gonna rage first, and I'll try to force the door open.
All right. Can I get a strength check, please?
Okay. So I rolled that twice. 19.
19. Are you using any tool to do this, or are you just trying to kick it? What do you do? What are you doing? Describe to me how you do this.
All right, let me get another here. I gotta just double check to make sure I got all the stuff I need. Is there any like, because I don't have like a crowbar or anything. Is there anything that she could jam into it to use it as a force of a lever outside?
I'll tell you with the 19 that kicking the door would suffice.
Yeah, she kicks the door, just kicks the door, and she looks at it just like, and just does like a full-on Spartan kick at it.
Sure. So
Yeah,
as
just
you kick it open,
transferred.
you find yourself in a room. There is a rectangle, a stone rectangle along the floor with a pipe that leads above it, from above, and that seems to drain above it there. And as you're looking at the stone, there are slots for restraints to be put down, along with a series of vials and notes and other tools here as well.
Oh. What kind of tools?
Medical tools.
Oh.
I have a feeling this wasn't a surgeon's office.
No, not with restraints.
Torture chamber.
Can I try identify what's in these files in any way? Not by like smell and look. King.
You're trying to make
Taste.
are you asking to make a perception check? Is that specifically what you're trying to get me to do?
That's the one I'm doing.
Because that's like for looking over a wide space.
Oh, I can do investigation or whatever. Alchemy. What's alchemy? Arcane.
You're trying to.
I don't know. You're the DM, dog. You tell me.
Make an investigation. You can do so with advantage though. You have
Okay.
other people with you.
I got advantage. Hell yeah. All right. Come
And I will say
on.
that the stone, I'm going to call it a coffin to help you visualize it. It's bigger than a coffin, right? Has a metal lid on top of it.
Okay.
As well.
While he's doing that, Sinasha's, while she's still raging, going to try and pry the lid off.
Sure.
I got an 18 on the whole investigation.
Cleverly.
You find a diary of someone by the name of Aris, Aris.
You know, Sinasha's opening the coffin anyways.
Okay, let me just read this out to you guys real quick. Okay. The High Warden isn't satisfied with just keeping them caged. He wants to turn their very nature into a curse. We've installed the siphon needles into the lower depths today. They are long, hollow spikes of cold iron etched with runes that bite. When we drive them into the base of the Celestial's wings, they don't bleed. They bleed They don't bleed blood, they bleed purpose. It comes out as thick golden mercury that hums so loudly it makes my teeth rattle, but when that liquid touches the miasma water, it curdles, it turns into a dark, volatile oil, and we've started calling it God Grit. I saw a single vial of it used in the courtyard. A small splash against a stone wall didn't just break the rock, it erased the light from the air for 30 feet. The thralls standing nearby didn't die, their souls were simply pushed out their bodies, leaving behind empty, glass-eyed husks that began to weep black ink. We aren't just torturing these creatures anymore, we are bottling their existence to be thrown like grenades at anything that still dares to hope. Do these... sorry, go ahead.
At this point, with a heavy groan, the iron lid pops open, and what you see is a charred body, long wings sprout out that are plucked purely of all feathers, and is now a withered husk at this point. Naoki, at this point you find a lever in the room.
I guess I'll pull it.
With a metal groan, the some liquid starts to pour from the pipe above directly into the stone coffin. The water is that of the miasma.
Oh.
Turn that off.
Turn it off?
Chunk.
What were you gonna say, Josh?
So these husks that are being described, do they seem any what similar to the people that we found in Vastorum that are kind of like shunned?
Those people were more so undesirables, people who could not keep up with like the trends. They basically fell out of style.
So these are more like literal husks of like no one now.
Yeah.
Made of. Right, okay. Don't matter.
And we're gonna return to our other three. As you've read this document, Diablo, at this point at the corner of your eye, you notice that there is a book on a shelf that is more it seems fine compared to everything else that's rotten. This book is still put together, leather bound.
He'll go and grab it.
As you pull on the book, a metal clink and gears are heard. The book slides open to reveal an opulent ivory chest.
Okay. Is it like a large one or one that you can grab and pick up normally?
Small little like lockbox.
Okay, yeah, he'll grab it. Is it locked?
You open it and you find a single folded piece of paper.
All right, he'll unfold the piece of paper.
Okay. Found a paper here. It's got a lot of words on it.
What does it say? What does it say?
It says Subject: finalization of the inheritance protocol to the Imperial Regency of Nexus from High Warden Valerius. The existential crisis. For centuries, we have faced the stagnation of the soul because our citizens do not age, they do not evolve. Without the pressure of a ticking clock, the mind becomes a loop. We were a kingdom of statues, repeating the same days for eternity. To survive as a civilization, we didn't just need a shroud to hide us, we needed the ability to want again. The solution? We discovered that a celestial's grace is not just light. It is a concentrated form of future. Solar exists in a state of perpetual becoming by placing the High Commander of the Golden Host into the leader, to the Leaden, I misread that, into the Leaden centrifugal press. That sounds painful. We have successfully stripped away his destiny. The process, we did not kill him. Death is too quick, and it releases the energy back to the heavens. Instead, we have thinned him. We stretched his soul across the entire Spire's infrastructure. Every brick now vibrates with a microscopic fragment of his stolen ambition. The mortal necessity. The Celestials claim we are dead. They say we have no right to tomorrow because we have already had our yesterday. But why should they have an infinite supply of hope while we are condemned to an infinite memory of loss? We have successfully transfused this hope into our citizenry. Yesterday, a skeletal librarian in the capital started a new book. A guard began to plant a garden. These are small things, but they are the heartbeat of a nation. We have taken one immortal's future and broken it into 10,000 pieces to give our people a reason to wake up in the dark. Closing note. He's still down there, in the deepest dark of the Spire's keel. He is a hollow shell, a man without a tomorrow, so that an entire empire can finally have one. They will call us the ultimate sin. We call it the foundation of our children's world. History was written by the survivors, and thanks to the Warden Spire, we are finally more than just survivors. We are a people with a future. Now, I don't know what that means to you, but it sounds like they are torturing things.
It's like an extreme form of vampirism, maybe in a different way. Like it's fascinating. How did they figure this out?
At this point, both parties get an idea that you've discovered all you can for now.
I feel like we've learned everything we can for now. Let's check to see what they've learned.
Ain't that some shit, Renatus? Ain't that some shit?
How do you feel about this, Renatus? I mean, it's not like they're dying, but it's almost worse, right? Like they said in that note, killing them would be too much of a grace.
You see, when I was put through experiences that were constant pain, torture, that type of thing, I'd rather be dead every second of it.
Do you believe I need to go to the cellar. No, I'll just ask them what they found, because maybe is he still here? Is he still in the walls? How many of them are in the walls? How many of them are spread throughout this entire Sanguisian Empire? And furthermore, there are Celestials, yes, but wait, are there timestamps on any of these? And she'll kind of look through. Are there any dates?
As far as you can tell, the years don't make sense. It's like third month of the Iron Moon. Like, these are dates that seem to be part of a date system you don't understand.
Maybe we can learn a bit more about when.
Do any of us understand them, or
No, this is stuff that no member of the party would have recollection of.
This must be very old.
Yeah.
Or maybe they just followed a different system. I'll ask the others. Maybe they have an inkling.
Ian,
Yeah.
is the decayed body of the celestial kind of dissolving with the miasma, or is it mostly okay?
The miasma that was caused by Naoki did start to have a dissolving effect on the corpse.
I think we should let them know that this is here, and we'll bury what's left of it properly if that's what Renatus wants to do.
And have this entire system destroyed.
Well, yeah. It might be useful to, if we can divert it to help move water through the facility, if we can, find a way to not feed the miasma through it, but yeah.
I don't think I've seen clean water around here in a long time.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're literally pouring poison into their water. What do you expect?
I mean, it rains, doesn't it?
Yeah, we could create a rain capture system and then stop this from feeding the miasma into it, but yeah, it does help to have a degree of plumbing. Anyways, let's go back upstairs. I don't want to. This thing smells.
As you three begin to leave, you start to hear something. At first, you think it's just wind whistling through the cracks in the masonry. But as you continue to step down the hallway past all these cells, the sound swells, a multi-layered, wordless vibration that resonates within your marrow. It isn't a melody, but it more seems like the memory of one. The air around you begins to ripple and distort as if there's a heat haze over a desert. And what you see, their faces, faceless visages of light pressed up against the bars of these cells, reaching out. Don't speak, but the collective pressure of this melody starts to make your ears bleed. I need everyone, the three of you, to make Constitution saving throws, please, as this begins to build and swell in your ears.
Craig, can I use my inspiration to re-roll that from?
Yeah, there's a d20 roll. You can re-roll it.
Okay. 18.
Whatever else.
Got 11.
11 for Josh.
3.
All right. All three of you will take 21 points of radiant damage.
Didn't even matter.
As you hurry out of the chambers. And you all meet back on the ground floor of the building.
This place is horrible.
Emmeline has like dried blood on both of her nostrils and at the corner of her mouth, but she doesn't really seem to notice.
Yes.
Are you all right? Why are your ears bleeding?
There's ghosts singing or something.
The lingering death of the Celestials that were tortured and killed in this place.
I feel like every brick is just laid with them.
There's a decayed body of a Celestial in a coffin below.
Really?
Yeah, well, isn't been partially dissolved.
Here, take these. Here. She'll kind of throw these notes that she's collected at Sinastra really quick, and then she'll kind of run down there to take a look at for herself.
Wait, don't go by yourself. He'll run with her.
Checks at the notes.
His whole nation is just a leech that's gotten too fat.
Everything they've done is about being concerned about their own safety, protecting them from these celestials, but they've poisoned their water, they've fed divine souls to give themselves light, inspiration. They're bound by lies and death and deception and horror.
Evelyn's just gonna run down there because she assumes everything has already been cleared by the team. So she's just gonna run down there to go look at that. And is there anything I can scavenge from the body? I know it's decaying, and I know it's in the miasma water, so it's kind of like acidic and all that good jazz.
Emily,
I can't take anything. A tooth. I can't take a sinew from his wing. Like, what can I get? Anything here? Anything? A toenail? I'll take it.
Make a medicine check.
Yeah.
I'll help you.
Oh, let's
He
go.
doesn't need help.
27.
That was a natural 20, by the way.
You quickly reach in, and you're gonna take some. If you reach in, I will give you more. You are gonna take some necrotic damage.
Good by me. Fine by me. Sign me up.
All right. That is 28 points of necrotic damage. As you reach in, your hand is you're basically reaching into like the necrotic form of lava.
Yeah, she'll grab what she can and pull it out, and then she's down. She's out. She's unconscious.
Naoki will quickly pick her up with cure wounds. Good thing I came down here.
Imagine
Thank
she
you.
fell in. We're just like, where's Ellen? Like, wait, there's just her hat's dissolving in the miasma.
Girl, you shouldn't have put your hands in there.
Is it there? Did I get it? Did I get
Did
it?
she get it?
You have a rib bone in your hand.
Oh, look at this. Look at this, Naoki.
What's the matter with?
Oh,
At this
Emily.
point, the air begins to smell of spent matches and coal.
Ugh. All right.
Standing in the corner of the room is a figure of terrifying scale. He stands nearly 8 feet tall, and he is draped in a soot-stained tunic that once may have been white. Behind him, 2 massive wings shorn of feathers that have now been reduced to charred skeletal flames hang like burnt tapestries against his back. He has a broken blade in his hand, of which he takes a whetstone and begins to grind it along the side, but instead of sparks, gray ash falls. He lifts his head. His eyes look like dying coals in a furnace, dull flickering, and desperately hungry for a single ray of sunlight.
Hello. I'm Emmeline. It's nice to meet you.
Emily, stay back from this thing.
I am High Commander Vargas.
Can we help you?
Why do you desecrate my body so?
That was you in that coffin?
Desecration was not my intention. I simply wished to preserve you in a way.
When one of us dies, we are meant to return to the plane of whence we came. And yet, he looks around. I continue to exist here.
What is it that keeps you here?
I do not know.
Well, we are the new owners of this tower, and while we may not know how to free you yet, we can make that a primary goal so that you may not sit in this cellar for much longer.
Whom do you fight for? What goes on above? Have the gods gain championship over the darkness of this land?
That is still a work in progress. No, they have not. The gods are back in full swing for the most part right now, so they may have more say. That's it. I personally fight for myself and my other mortal friends so we can have a good life, you know, and help protect people. Yeah.
Yeah, I say we fight for good. I feel awful seeing all these terrible things that I've read that they've done to your people.
He observes the three of you who are currently down here, being Renatus, Naoki, and Emlyn. The echoes of Hallelujah will not harm you any longer in this place. For now, I will continue to observe you. And he steps back and dissolves.
That sounds good. If you need anything, you let us know. We're willing. She'll kind of just say that into the empty room and.
Or if there's a way to like free you, maybe he'll like follow after her lead.
That was intense. She'll kind of.
Bernatus will also take a look around, and if there's any way to bring you rest, then I shall do it. And then he'll follow out.
Oh, Emlyn, there is something in this cage that you need to look at and write down.
Oh?
So I will say real fast. I'm so sorry, Naoki. I just want to make sure all 6 players currently have the following documents in their player journals. So you guys may review these documents as you see fit or copy them into notes. Clinical log should be 1. Halo's Harvest should be 2. The Journal of Astaros.
Yep.
The room, the Sister Alara's note.
Yep.
Stolen Hope.
Yep.
And the Architect's update. Does everybody have those? Each have those 6.
Yes.
Okay, those are all
Good to
6
go.
documents to be found here. So at this point, I'll say that y'all will reconvene in the ground floor once more.
What happened down there? Did you lose some of your skin?
Yeah, but Naoki, I mean, does it look that bad? Naoki fixed me
It'll
up.
take a couple days to heal back the skin, but you should be okay. I just wouldn't touch that water again.
You put your hand in there?
Well, look what I got. She'll hold up the rib bone, super proud.
Ugh.
And then we met the owner of that rib bone.
I told him that we would look into helping free him so he doesn't have to sit in this building anymore.
Yeah, it's probably good.
And he said that he would silence the Hallelujahs, I believe, the Song of Hallelujah. I assume that's what hurt you.
You heard there was a sacred chord? No, I'm not gonna do
That
it.
David played?
Please,
David,
Lord.
place their chord. God, nice.
If anyone's looking over at Percy right now, he's kind of got all the notes spread out on a nearby table, and he's trying to like looking quite confused with himself.
Meanwhile, Master Thane is sitting in the corner playing chess with Eggy. Checkmate. Eating the queen does not constitute a checkmate.
What do you make of this, Percy?
I'm not sure. I think this place is not what I imagined it to be. I thought this was just a prison, you know, like send the bad people here, not a place
Australia?
to kill. not a place to kill the Celestials, to drain their essence and use it. Look here, it says something about this what was it, the God's bit? Oh, which note was
God
it?
grit? The grit, I
God
believe.
grit. Like, why? What could they possibly need this for? Why? And if they have more, what? Imagine what they could do.
I mean, if you look here, and then here, and she'll start pointing between the papers, there is a certain timeline we could try to follow if we reorganize these in a certain way. We've never found this, have we? This God grit? We've never come across this. I haven't.
That I know of.
I've never seen it sold at a shop. I've never seen it paraded as a trophy. For all intents and purposes, it's extinct.
I mean, I would hope so. But I fear that is not the case. Surely the leaders of this place will keep it in, you know, what if they're attacked again, then the Nexus falls or they get through the veil, then they could use it.
They would need celestial essence, though, wouldn't they?
But they might have had some left over from when this all went down. I'm not sure how well it preserves, but I would imagine eternally.
I guess I'm just confused. Since the fall of Sealnor, sure, we were attacked, right? By an angel, a celestial, one that lost its mind, and so of course they still are about. But the frequency of a celestial body like that is much lower, which is probably why this fell into disrepair in the first place. They had no, for lack of better words, batteries anymore.
We were literally attacked by a celestial, and it was decaying, just entering into Nexus's protection. Right.
Yes. If you look at this one here, it says that when they brought in the Solar Commander and they lowered him into the lead bath, it says they siphoned his energy and are turning it into a shield. Now, I'm not trying to speak blasphemously of Nexus. That would be very rude. But I do wonder if the shadow of Nexus might not be what we think it is. Maybe it's this process. That's just an idea. I have no idea, truly.
So you're thinking that this celestial was used to create part of the protective barrier? That's what you're suggesting, and it's still lingering to this day?
Perhaps if they used enough celestial essence. Depends on how many. At least by these accounts, there's at least 4, right? 3 or 4? There has to be more that have been sacrificed.
Well, they abandoned this place, so obviously they no longer need to use this for the purpose it was originally changed to be used for.
And may I ask everyone another question?
Hmm.
In this document, it describes how not only did they put the lead pylons into the bottom of the lake bed, but they also have autonomous corpses continuously hammering them and whatnot. What would happen if we made them stop? And what would happen if we took those pylons out? Would the miasma return to its previous divine state, or would it remain toxic?
I think if they were killed by the miasma, though, so... And the miasma... I don't know. Not enough understanding about the creation of any nation, but this nation is certainly warded in secrecy.
Yeah.
I think a lot was likely lost in their war against the gods, against the Celestials.
I need to study this more. I don't really understand how we're supposed to free him. And she'll kind of start murmuring to herself and reading through these pages again and looking at the rib bone and
Naoki will walk over to Thane and Eggy and smile a bright smile and be like, "What are you guys playing?"
We're currently playing half a game of chess at this rate.
Oh, shall I join you?
I'll let you take over, actually.
Hey, Eggy, you're gonna have to teach me how to play this. I don't remember the rules of chess. We didn't really have those type of games in the Grove.
When you move a piece, Eggy eats it. Eggy wins.
Sounds good. Sounds very thrilling. He'll move a piece. Your turn.
Eggy will eat it. Checkmate, you lose.
Wait, already?
Meanwhile, back to the rest of the party.
Well,
What's this, about the warden?
what about the warden?
it was a very brief exchange, if that's what you're wondering. He ghostly figure. He did mention something that worries me about paperwork.
Oh. Well, we'll have to get somebody to... I'm assuming there's someone who knows the appropriate paperwork, then.
Do you think they have... Yeah, do you think that would be contained in Vestorin?
I don't know. I mean, whoever we have doing the work here hopefully can assist us with...
He also mentioned meeting somebody at a shoreline.
A she, though he didn't say the name.
He just, however many seconds late, needed to meet her at a shoreline and left.
This note here, signed by Sister Alara, states that the High Warden spoke to her about several different things. Maybe it was her.
You saw the image of the woman with the crown of thorns?
Yes, I sketched that. We made a quick stop for it. It's very fascinating, though it doesn't mean much to me yet.
Does anyone have any burning questions for Nexus or anyone I could try get in contact with her and see if we can find out some more information?
What?
It has to be yes or no questions.
Did we...
We don't have to this time, but
Could we
can.
ask her, is there a way... Can we clear the miasma from around this place.
Yeah, I can ask it that. Do we get... let me just read the spell. Ba-ba-ba-ba-bum. We get 3 questions, so... If anyone else would like to ask a question, now's the time.
I can also come up with them on the fly.
I have a question.
Yes.
Do we need to uphold the current vampiric systems that created this? Or can we rebuild it? Because I wonder if it's integral to the safety of the nation. And she doesn't have to answer that second part, but I just need to know if we change the structure and the necrotic nature of this building, does it affect the country?
I mean, part of me would assume the upper levels look decayed. By the way, going out of character, did the lower levels seem as decayed as the upper levels, or did they seem more preserved while gross?
The upper levels were decayed, but not to the state of what the lower levels were. Whether the lower levels just were not purposely kept up with as much because they were cells. The office, though, in which the more detailing documents was in pretty good condition compared to everything else.
I have an assumption just based on the general condition of the structure that if it was integral to the safety of the Sanguisian Empire, that it wouldn't have been allowed to fall to rot. Especially with an immortal empire, they would have known if this was valuable.
Unless they did everything they need to do.
Yeah, well, that's the question of if it still has a necessary purpose.
Yes,
Then I would assume it would have been maintained as such. It would be a bastion of some type, defended, protected.
I suppose this is fair.
I mean, it's good to ask the question, but I think I'd rather change this to a different purpose.
So, have we decided what we're going to do with our new home? I know exactly. By the way, I got you a heartwarming gift.
Ooh.
A heartwarming gift?
When did you get the gift?
Exact mortal customs. And he hands you a small little wrapped gift.
We're gonna rip it open. Let's open that.
It's a small wooden sign that says "Live, Laugh, Lobotomy."
This is wonderful, Thane. Thank you. We're gonna put that probably up there, right above the door.
It is tradition to return a gift, and Naoki hands him a black rose.
I'm putting the lapel of one of his suit. Well, I imagine some workers will be arriving tomorrow, and this is all yours to do however you like.
I did see a good space for my library, and I also saw a pretty private space for my arcane study. Would I be able to discuss with you maybe getting a helper from your house, or maybe even a custom construct to work with me?
Of course, we can go over all those details, but I imagine you would like to know a little bit more about what I could offer along, and I am bound by the lady's command to inform you of the other things that the other head of houses can do for you as well.
Oh.
All right. So, guys, these are going to be... You get to choose one. You do not get to change your choice after you choose the one. But whoever
Is it one for everyone or one for each?
The party has to decide. So, whichever house you choose to be your quartermaster for your keep, essentially. Each one gives you a different benefit. Some benefits might be more valuable later in the build, some will be more valuable early, and some are just consistent throughout. I will provide these to you in text, of course, and you don't need to decide now either. So we have House Lacrima, which is now led by Lord Lysander. And essentially you get inspiration for your Bastion event. Every 7 days, an event happens at your Bastion. You get to re-roll it. Lord Cassian of House Sangreal. When you issue a recruit order for defenders of your Bastion, you may choose to recruit undead defenders, which are skeletons and zombies. Additionally, your defender limit increases by 1. And these defenders have a +2 bonus to their armor class. Atelier Reflet. When you issue a trade order, you can roll a d6. When you get a 6, the trade is doubled. So you get the same item twice over. Otherwise, you get 1d10 times 10 gold added to your stockpile. Maison Ossuaire. When you issue a craft or work order, the time required is reduced by 1 Bastion turn, or otherwise 7 days. So that what Master Thane would offer. Uet Internal. When you issue a trade order to find a magic item, you can roll twice and get either result. Choose either result that you want. So essentially, you get on the magic item table rolls, you get inspiration for that. Lady Darthbine's House Darthbine. You gain. Your defenders are you and your defenders are immune to the frightened condition within the boundaries of your keep. Also, costs are reduced by 10% to build on this Bastion. Vesperin, you are alerted if anyone enters the 5-mile radius of your keep. You may also send a spy to a city that returns in 1d6 days. You roll a d4. If you roll a 1, the mission has failed and you don't get any information. And then House Sindre, whenever you issue a craft or gather order for consumables such as potions or food, the facility produces double the usual amount. Essentially, that is what each one would offer you. Of course, I think the ability to finish things a lot faster that my Mastercraft Works can offer would be the obvious choice, but ultimately you must choose one. We don't work well together.
Can I ask what you gain out of running the Spire or being a quartermaster? Why?
I mean, you are the heroes of the Empire. You saved every creature here from wasting away. Anybody would want to buy the work of the chosen house of such people. I'm sorry, but I thought your roles were well described to you when the Inquisitor gave you this parcel of land. Were they not?
I felt like it was pretty straightforward. Yeah. It's the notoriety, you know?
So
I assume we're not going to be sleeping in this tower tonight, so when does the ferry come back?
When the ferryman decides to make himself available. You may go down to the docks and speak with him if you'd like. He's not much of a talker, but the area is indeed flooded. If we cannot make it back to the mainland today, I imagine we're here for the night.
I mean, you did say there was one room that was fairly well preserved.
Yes, I believe it's the architect's room.
The one you blew up?
Well, you know, it was. Did you guys hear that?
I just thought that was thunder.
No. That's thunder.
It might be worth exploring the rest of the island if we're stuck here.
I mean, if it's flooded, you want to ruin your shoes, that's up to you.
I can always clean them.
You can go barefoot with me. That's fine.
No thanks.
You know, when it's you, you say barefoot, but I wonder if you mean that literally or figuratively.
Whichever. Oh. Banasha, where did you learn these druid jokes?
I heard it before.
In that case, I will do my best to set this place up nicely. And then Emmeline is going to just use her little mage hand and start sweeping up dust and positioning nothing that is there. She's just gonna make it look nice.
Yeah, we'll create like a bed out of rubble.
I'll use this brick for my pillow. Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna cast Unseen Servant and then just set him to clean. So the spell creates an invisible, mindless, shapeless medium force to perform simple tasks. It's just gonna clean.
You remember Valerie used to have her unseen servant brush her hair at night?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just ritual cast unseen servant, just have it brush her hair. You know? That's fine.
See if there's any vitality left in this ground, and Naoki will use plant growth on the marsh to see if he can get any plants to grow.
Yeah, a number of plants do sprout up from the mud. They have it is a beautiful red stem with 3 dark green leaves along the stem.
Oh.
So the leaves are in groups of 3 around it.
Okay. It's like so like just 100-foot radius, a bunch of those just kind of sprout up? Or is there like lily pads and stuff?
So far, it's just a field of that dark green plant with the red stems.
Maybe
he's gonna go pick it.
Okay. As you guys continue to up, Naoki, a red rash begins to spread along your hands, and it starts to become very itchy. You grew a field of poison ivy.
Oh, this is poison. Okay. Okay.
Which I guess as a judge you might have been able to check.
You didn't even check. You just fixed it.
Is that normal? Oh,
Your face begins to swell up.
Can I do a nature check to see if I can identify what the plant is?
Sure, I'll let you do a survival check. Because
okay.
Survival is what this would be. I guess nature
well,
technically as well. It could be either. I'll let you pick. You want to stick with nature?
So am I poisoned?
It's more. If it's
no,
if it's that,
you're just really itchy.
Just give me a sec. My survival is a +6. My nature was a +1, so that's actually a 16. If it was survival.
So you would know that this is poison ivy.
Okay, that's poison ivy. Put it down.
Banasha, I think this is poison ivy.
Cause
he kind of ate some.
You ate? Why would you eat something? Can somebody help him, please? I think he's Percy.
It's just a little itchy. That's all.
Sure, I'll be fine. Does he look like he'll be fine?
He looks like he ate
Probably
poison.
not. His throat is starting to swell up. His face is turning a little blue.
I'll use lesser restoration, I guess, to end the poison.
Sinatrá's preparing to put him out of his mercy.
There,
Misery.
you should be okay now, Naoki. Don't at least check what pants
Okay.
you're picking before you do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where did you find the poison ivy?
It's all around
I
the
grew it.
house right now. There's a field of poison ivy right now.
Oh, Emmeline's gonna go out there and just start casting firebolt, firebolt, firebolt at all these plants.
Fireball.
Singe them away.
I mean, the good news is,
gonna
is if
suggest that.
if we build an alchemy lab, we've got supplies to make poison all around.
You got supplies to make people itch.
No, you're
Yeah,
not
but
supposed to
I'm sure we can make it deadlier.
You know, in the proper situations, as such as houses of Demas, that could be very useful. Start quite the panic.
You know. Did you know that poison ivy is closely related to mangoes?
What?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever eaten a mango. She'll kind of like
Does that mean
say
you're
that as
allergic
she's-
to mangoes? Is that why you're saying that? Are they actually like?
Yeah, they are. That's actually where the allergy comes from. Mangoes taste like... I didn't realize mangoes are not spicy food. They are sweet. But I thought they were spicy my entire life. Yeah.
Oh.
Interesting.
noted for future reference.
Yeah, don't eat mango skins.
Eat mango skins.
Ask him some mango.
So, as you all begin to lay down to rest here for the evening, that is where we're gonna take our mid-session break. So the party now knows the origins of their play of Ashen, that it was once a sanatorium converted to a celestial prison for soldiers of the celestial armies during the war between the undead and the so-called gods of light upon this land. So if you're just now joining us,
If you're just not joining us, oh my, wow, you have missed a lot. If you would like to hear more of the delightful lore of this world, which is created by our wonderful Dungeon Master Lich Souls as his homebrew campaign, you can certainly pick up the beautiful podcast version of this on any of the podcast networks, which we do release it there. But let's say you actually want to catch the video version of this, get caught up. We release it every Tuesday on YouTube. But preferably, we'd love to have you be on the journey with us, enjoying it live, comment in the chat, chat with us. In which case, you can catch Prestige Encounters every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time at lichsouls.ttv, which we do on the Purple app and TikTok and I don't think other places right now, but sometimes we do other places too. But we're not just Dungeons and Dragons players. We are a gaming community, and Lich Souls is actually a streamer. So other days you can see him playing games like Dead by Daylight. He does Pokemon games sometimes. We play Minecraft because we have a Minecraft server, and many other things you can join in when he has open lobbies and have fun.
thank you so much, and we also have, like he said, we have a lot of different servers and stuff. So the Discord server is really the place that you want to be. So we have our lawyers are telling us that we have a quick disclaimer to read. That essentially consuming poison ivy will not give you nature powers. It will, however, give you an internal rash that makes your esophagus feel like it's being scrubbed with a rusty SOS pad. This is not a spicy leaf in the same way that a ghost pepper is warm. The spice is actually herbal oil, and it hates you. It wants to burn your throat into a topographical map of the Andes. So please do not eat poison ivy. We in no way, shape, or form encourage it. And we'll see you all here after our mid-session break. BRB. Hello everybody and welcome to the mid-session break of Prestige Encounters. While our cast takes a moment to recharge, I want to share a few things happening within our community. First up, we are a full gaming community and you're invited. You can join us at lichsouls.com/discord where we play a full roster of games like Dead by Daylight, Valheim, 7 Days to Die, and Minecraft. Our roster does change as games release, so stay in the Discord for more up-to-date info. If you're an Amazon account member, you can link your Twitch and Amazon accounts to subscribe to one channel for free each month. If you subscribe to us, which we'd love for you to do, you will get access to over 20 animated and static emotes that you can use across the whole site of Twitch. This channel features more than just the adventures in the realm of Zolna. I stream throughout the week, bringing entertainment almost daily. Join our Discord for the most up-to-date schedule. As you watch the channel live, you can earn points to redeem for fun interactions. The Twitch points and their redemptions can be found at the bottom of the chat. However, we have our own custom system called the Soul System, where you can find all of the information for it in the Soul System channel on our Discord. That's all from me for now, so please watch these other clips of my cast members, and we'll be back shortly.
Hi there viewers, I'm Josh from Prestige Encounters, and I heard you wanted the best looking maps out of all your friends. Well, do I have you covered with Arkenforge, the best map making tool for all your TTRPGs. There are many different asset packs which can be used within Arkenforge, but if none of these tickle your fancy, then import your own and create anything your heart desires. When building those maps, you don't want to forget about these features such as built-in animation and music plugins to make your maps feel alive at every moment, touchscreen support Fog of War which allows in-person play, and a dynamic lighting system to make even your nighttime maps look their best. Making maps has never been easier, but now I hear what you're saying. I don't like subscription fees, and that's okay. Neither do I. Arkenforge is luckily only a single time purchase, and we can help you out even more if you use code LICHSOULS at checkout. That's right folks, if you want the best maps around, use Arkenforge, and don't forget to use our code LICHSOULS at checkout.
I honestly got tired of trying to find a server that had laid back, chill, and fun people. Finding people to play games with in modern times sometimes feels impossible and exhausting. So my friends and I started our own server called Lichcraft. It's a Java survival server that launched recently. I wanted that MMO feel with custom bosses, dungeons, and magic items, but without the hassle of anyone having to install mods or troubleshoot them. Just jump in and play.
Oh my
What is
god.
that?
Oh my god, he
Yeah.
has so much health.
He is so much bigger than I remember him being. Okay, we got this. We got this, guys. He summoned little big.
Reinforcements are down. Reinforcements are in.
And I'll be honest with you, we're still small. We're looking for regulars to help us build out our fantasy spawn and the player run economy. Everything here is community driven. Every major change will require a 80% player vote, so the server actually grows based on what we want as a collective group. Everyone starts with 10,000 claim blocks when they first join, and will get more as they continue to play. I work a job and don't want anyone ruining my build or stealing my stuff while I'm away, and neither should you. We even have time gravestones so you can actually build and explore without too much stress of losing your gear. There's no admin ego, no drama, just a fresh world where your voice actually matters. We don't like to do power trips here. So the gates are open and we're just getting started. If you want to be here for the foundation of something big, all the information you need can be found in our Discord. The link is in the bio.
Welcome
to Prestige Tales.
Oh, hello. I didn't see you come in there. Welcome to another episode of Prestige Tales. Tonight, we tell the tale of the Dungeon Master who could. Once upon a time, there was a story of a Dungeon Master trying to weave a grand tale of heroes and monsters. While the prose was mighty, something was missing. Combat in its most epic form must come with epic music. Knowing that this was lacking, one day the Dungeon Master tried to create music of their own. Let's see what happened. A moment meant to be the culmination of their tale instead became a tragic end. Ashamed, the Dungeon Master walked off into the sunset, never to be seen again. The moral of this tale? Be the Dungeon Master that could with Midnight Syndicate. Yeah, and you all hear an angelic choral movement surrounding the Casimir, which does not fit this music that's playing right now, which is fine because it's lovely music.
Midnight Syndicate are a talented musical production group creating gothic, horror, and fantasy music from your role-playing game at home. Don't be a natural 1, roll a natural 20 with Midnight Syndicate. These absolute legends can be found at www.midnightsyndicate.com on the YouTube, Alexa, Spotify, or Apple Music.
Oh, hey there, bud. Didn't see you there. Glad you could stop on by during your mid-session break there. Oh, I'm just having a cold one and watching the game here in memory of my late cousin. You may have heard of the guy, Prestige Pete Peterson. God rest his soul. Boy, I tell ya, old Pete there was a good man, and definitely did not fake his own death to throw off the scent of the IRS there. Oh, that's a touchdown. But if old Petey were here, he'd want me, his cousin, Lich Souls Larry, to tell you all about the incredible merch over there at the Lich Souls Gaming merch store. Every bit of merch you can think of to help support your favorite D&D stream. They got such things as t-shirts, hoodies, mouse pads, stickers, and so much more. So head on over to lichsouls.com/merch and pick yous up some merch there today. Well, I better get on up out of here and let you get back to your mid-session break there. Let me just find my coat and oh, when you know it, I'm already wearing it. But before I go, you know I got this nice casserole back at the house if you want to come on by and take it home with you. Wouldn't be no trouble at all. You can just bring the container back at your earliest convenience. Let me just try to find my coat here and oh, still wearing it. Oh, jeez. I swear my mind these days, it just ain't what it used to be. Speaking of losing their mind, you know who died recently?
Did you just yawn?
Yes.
Tell me, son, what have you been drinking to keep yourself hydrated and energized?
Generic coffee brand?
Fool! You should be drinking Rogue Energy.
What's Rogue Energy?
Well, I'm glad you asked. Rogue Energy is an energy drink made by gamers for gamers. It is made to be the ultimate gaming energy drink with 0 fillers, 0 added sugars, plenty of essential vitamins, and oh so low calories. You can be supremely energized and or hydrated without the monstrous macros of the competitors. Not to mention the wide array of delicious flavors that Rogue Energy and Hydration come in. That includes both the powder formula and canned energy drinks. And get this, Lich Souls Gaming knows that our viewers are hard-working and hard-gaming individuals that need that energy throughout the day. So you can use code LichSouls at checkout for a discount off your order of Rogue Energy. And how do you feel, young gamer? I feel great! Rogue Energy has been a complete game changer, and my order also came with this convenient shaker. You've really shown me some useful info, Mr. Rogue, sir. Now that is indeed what I love to hear.
Alright, that's fine. Woo! Woo-hoo-hoo! That was good. That was good. Watch my heart rate go up. And they just hit the south tower. Ah! No, because then no family will be able to move here for generations.
That's okay.
Ah! All right, here we go. One last time. And then one for the back. everybody, and thank you so much for watching the mid-session break of Prestige Encounters. If you have not yet done so, be sure to join our Discord at lichsouls.com/discord. And now we're going to return to the adventure. And welcome back, everyone. Hello. By the way, happy birthday, Gee! Happy birthday! It's Gee's birthday. In case you didn't know, we all got.
Oh, don't ask how old I am.
Hold on.
He is 44. So that
Well,
is
he doesn't
how,
look a day over 30.
He doesn't look a day over 54. Anyway.
Yeah. No, that's close to my age. It's 2026.
He was actually born yesterday.
Yeah, I'm actually.
We made him in a lab.
I'm actually a construct. I'm reborn every day.
Just like Jim Carrey, we clone Guy, and this is his first day alive.
Yeah, it could be like Keanu Reeves and just not age. Keanu Reeves is apparently centuries old.
Apparently, allegedly.
So is Anne Hathaway, right?
Hello, everybody, and
Yeah,
welcome.
I
I accidentally changed the scene for a second. Hold on. I'm getting back.
What was the scene?
Oh, he messed up.
All right, there we go. We're back. All right. So, by the way, guys, I took the liberty of putting the benefits of the houses into your your chat.
It's white.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't type on a black background because it makes the text look white, but it's actually black when you copy and paste it. It doesn't work from my brain. Anyway, we realized ourselves off. The party has just finished the long rest. You may all mark your character sheets for a long rest as you wake in the morning, and it is once again raining. But it's a light sprinkle. It's not really like,
Okay. That's poison ivy looking pretty good.
Like on Naoki, because you got lesser restored.
Just saying, is the poison ivy still growing, or?
Well, I mean,
I think Emlyn just took care of it.
I
was just gonna say,
Yeah. Scorched earth. Okay.
Yeah, she burned it all.
Okay, so this ground is now going to have to be repaired completely.
We can get some nicer plants, right?
I'm assuming you're gonna want to bring in your own plants, grow them, right?
I'm willing to adapt and grow some of the fauna they have here. I saw that they had some nice Tivia tulips along the way.
Ain't you got a way to grow flowers?
Yeah, but I have to have the seed. Unless I have the staff of flowers do it, but I have to know the flower very well to be able to do it.
Interesting. So,
If you saw, sorry, forgive me. If you saw tibia tulips on the side of the road or something, we could just go grab those and bring them over.
Oh yeah, I was definitely planning on getting very familiar with the fauna that is grown in Stangesian Empire and seeing how I can make it grow, see how it differs from the mainlands, see if maybe I can bring in the mainlands, or if the mainland fauna will only grow in a greenhouse.
You would need light for a greenhouse.
I'm no, egghead that knows a lot about plants, but I figure anything that grows over here's got to be pretty good in low light conditions.
We also must remember that the tower has the foundational structure to go above the mist. And in one of these notes, it described how they had to install shadowed glass of some kind, basically, in order to block the light. So I assume above the mist there's light, and if you wanted to put flora or fauna or anything that is unfamiliar to the area, you could put it up there.
That's true.
True.
Yeah, I think we could save some money and not need shadowed glass or anything like that up there.
Okay, good choice. We need to, I mean, I'd like to have workshops, things like that. Places that produce books. So we could definitely, I think, each of us could definitely work on some projects.
How did you sleep, Thane?
I don't sleep, darling. My creative energies keep me awake at all times. Also, you talk in your sleep, in case you didn't know.
Which one?
Pick one.
I mean, I just gasp for air when I wake up.
Yeah, I guess we're figuring out what we're gonna put in here.
The world is your soul siphon.
Whatever the fuck that means.
Yes.
Yeah, I figure we can get these walls all figured out. Everything nice and sturdy. I mean, I saw some pretty good walls in there. Hold a lot of weight, probably. I'm no builder.
They'll be coming today, if I'm not mistaken.
They plan to. I plan on them being here today.
Well, let's maybe take a moment while we wait for them and write down some of our ideas of what we're looking to accomplish.
Well, from what I saw and from what I've read, the cellar basement levels seem to be extremely fortified. Were you able to reach the bottom of the cellar at all?
How far did we get down?
Or is flooded?
You got pretty far down. You didn't get as far as you think you could, though, as there's a lot of like crumbled rock and small flooding at the bottom of the tower.
Yeah, I mean, if we could clear out some of the crumbled rock and refortify to, pull the water out, I think we could have gone down further. By the way, DM, was it water from there or was it seeping in miasma?
Water and miasma are basically synonymous here.
Oh. Okay.
I will add that while you are all sleeping, I did notice a small campfire off in the woods of the swamp. I hope no one's squatting on your land. They should pay their taxes if they do.
Yes, we should. Maybe let's look into that while we wait for the workers to arrive.
I can just walk.
Choice.
I think we should go together. Just be safe, right?
Yes. DM question.
Yeah.
And you may not have or want to tell me the answer. My ring of water walking, if I use that, like if I walk on this water on the miasma, am I gonna get like hurt? Are my shoes gonna get messed up? Or am I chilling? How many atoms of separation are we speaking here?
I will say that if you walk on this water, it allows you to walk on it as if it were solid land. It doesn't necessarily protect you from like splashing or waves or anything along those lines.
Got you. Okay, so it's still really dangerous. So maybe I won't do that. Okay. We could check on the campfire.
I wonder if there's any fish that reside in this
Would you
muck.
want any fish that lives in? I mean, we
Well-
literally saw it dissolving the corpse of a celestial.
Well, I would like to see it just in case I need to, for some reason, swim in it.
Thane, quick question.
Maybe.
Did you have any knowledge of what they were doing here? Is it
of this
known
place?
above the elites?
I don't know its history. It has been built and has stood for many millennia, well before I arose to my rank of power.
Okay. That's what I assumed, but I just wanted to check, in case there's like a secret elite society of undead that knew all the secrets of the country. that would be crazy.
That would be crazy.
Yeah.
I would assume the Emperor probably knows.
What if we took the 2 least rotted pieces of wood from inside that place and we fashioned some stilts so we can get across this marshland without touching the water?
We have a boat.
No, we also saw
Yeah,
that.
but
Fine
Yeah,
to
but-
walk across the mud. It's just going to be a little dirty, is all.
Oh.
I mean, were you talking about crossing the mud or the miasma there, Diablo?
The miasma does not rain from the sky, friends.
We'll be fine.
I was under the impression that there was pools of miasma on the land with the flooding and everything.
Along the shores, maybe, but like where you guys are, you're built up on a hill. It's not going to. Mostly the rain would made it really treacherous just to travel on foot back to the boat. Essentially, you wouldn't be able to leave by boat while it's storming heavily. But at this point, the water would have drained down the hill.
So getting to the woods wouldn't be an issue.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
And I can see where the confusion would be from that.
I can tag along to the woods if there's maybe a squatter or 2 over there. Y'all need a effective negotiator, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sounds great.
Christine or Natus, are you staying here?
Would assume we'd all.
Are you staying?
How about we just, I mean, there's no reason for any of us to hang back particularly, is there?
No, I plan on going. We need to discuss our taxes and we need to discuss our headmaster quartermaster thing.
Yeah, worst case scenario, they got, some fight in them or something like that. We want to make sure we're as effective and put together as possible. You never know with these woods dwelling types.
That's a little much. I feel like a lot of people lose their homes at really sudden notices, but yeah.
That's why I said you never know.
I mean, I would assume anyone who's gone onto a cursed isle in the middle of the miasma probably is doing it with some degree of means. But let's check and instead of speculating, right?
Maybe they're beached.
This is not the beach episode. They're
No, like they sailed across, but now they're stuck.
Sorry, I'm misunderstanding. Was the campfire on our island or is it on the shore?
It's on the island. This is
there's
a
woods on our
rather
island.
big island. Like,
Okay.
this is a large island.
Right. So we don't even need the boat. Boggers.
Yeah, well, we also
Instead of
know from past experience that the ferry that goes across the miasma is reinforced with materials that don't dissolve in the miasma. Our boat, being made of wood, would not last very long, presumably.
Gotcha.
So, as the party begins to head out into the woods, the sound of crows can be heard as the fog hangs low. You know, the mooing of crows. As you continue.
I'm sorry. You said it was a Long Island, and all I can imagine, Long Island filled with ghosts. We're gonna get fucking Teresa Caputo on the in the woods. I'm feeling an energy.
As you continue to walk in the woods, you start to hear the strum of a guitar. The small flicker of a small campfire.
Does it sound familiar?
Yeah. I mean, it's just notes on a guitar. It's not necessarily like a guitar that you would know.
Is it good?
Make a performance check to see how you would judge that.
Can I help with that?
Oh, okay. You can help me roll a performance check, I guess. Is that okay? I mean, since we're using it to speculate.
Yeah.
All right. I'll roll this with advantage. That's a 13.
You know, art is just really subjective, and whether or not his music is good is just ultimately up to the audience member to decide that for themselves.
So I will pivot with this topic on mind. Is it skillful, Michael? Is it technically skillful, not good?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It just seems like he's just like strumming. He might have had like a little bit of like he can definitely play like Iron Man. On the guitar.
Somebody who can play fucking Smoke on the Water without having to look down at the fretboard.
He can play Iron Man.
It's hot and it's ready. Yeah, but is it good? I said it's hot and it's ready.
You can play Stairway to Heaven.
Nah. He's gonna get us kicked out of every Guitar Center ever.
Is he playing the guitar solo in Freebird? So as you approach, like, you know, this casual strumming chords on the guitar,
how are his harmonics? Never mind.
Three figures sit around the fire, wearing ratty clothes. There are, you know, they haven't like been able to keep up with their appearances, as they don't have access to a shower. They look really like thin and hungry. One of them appears to be a small child. The man looks up at you. I'm sorry. I did not know that this land was occupied.
Duly occupied. You're okay. We don't mean any harm.
Sorry, you didn't know that the place with the giant cursed former prison was occupied.
I did not know that this place was cursed by. I got a feeling from the air that there was a dark presence here, but it is at least was safe for us to stay the night. This is my wife and her daughter.
And her daughter.
So y'all just got here then. You said you were here to stay the night. Seems like you're passing through, yeah?
We're simply travelers on our road. We took a boat here and...
Okay.
Through the poison, corrosive, necrotic water?
Yes. Is that a problem?
It's just surprising.
We were captured by strange men from our home and brought here, and we managed to escape, and we've been on the run ever since. We're trying to get back.
Where's your home?
My home is Voltracia. He'll tuck back his hair to show pointed ears.
Voltracia.
You mean
No, Lamel Wood.
You've come a long way. You said you were captured, held here. were your captors taken, attacked? Is that how you escaped?
I'm not proud of what I had to do. We had this.
Listen, we all got to do things to get where we need to be. I'm not going to judge you for this.
The little girl starts to cry. Papa, are they going to take us back?
No.
You said who captured you? Where did they take you? Do you know how they looked?
They were mortal and told us that they were going to sell us to some lord here in the Sangesian Empire.
Sorry, you used the term mortal? Is that something you did intentionally?
He's saying that living people...
An important distinction.
I know. It's just, it just feels sus. So, I mean, the term isn't particularly have the same. It has more weight here than it would in other places. You know where you are, then.
We're simply trying to get back past the spine of Gaelan and back to our home. He looks at Renatus and notices the symbol. You're a man of faith. Who can help us?
We will help where we can.
Look, I don't really know exactly what you've been through. It sounds awful. My condolences, of course. We have a super great opportunity for you. It's really great that you're here. We could help you and send you on your way across the ferry, in the ferry across the miasma, which would take you to Vestorum, and then you would have to go around the miasma, and then you would have to get through the spine, and that's all a lot of work for someone who appears to have no funds. So perhaps you would be interested in doing a couple jobs for us and helping us renovate that big tower, and maybe we could look into helping you get home.
You gotta get him back.
Your daughter looks like she has very nimble hands. Great at building and mining.
It's really dark there. Sorry, sweetie. What's your name? Sanasha kneels down next to the child.
Jesse.
Hi, Jesse. I'm Nasha. I'm sorry. We're not here to put you to work. We're not here to make you do anything you don't want to do. You're not in danger from us. But there are dangerous things, and we just... Can you come back with us, and we'll put you at least someplace that's safe for the night, and then hopefully find a way to get you back home. You want to go back to Filtratia?
She nods her head. Big doe eyes, tear-filled.
I reckon, what, Emily, didn't you just learn a fancy spell that can take a bunch of people to a place in an instant?
Why'd you mention that?
Emily,
help us.
I
Please.
mentioned it because
Please,
we're
miss.
getting these people back.
All right. Maybe. I know a few. The closest circle that I would know to your location would be, I think, Illyria or Rubeilon. Do I know one in Rubeilon? DM?
What did you choose?
What city did you choose?
What did I choose? Illyria. Yeah, of course Illyria.
Then that's the one you know.
Yeah,
DM,
so the closest
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Is there any chance that in my time as a little lordling in the Lamel Wood, did I learn any kind of circle, like transportation circle or anything while I was studying, or some kind of malarkey while I was in the Lamel Wood in my home?
I will let you do an Arcana check. The DC is going to be high, but I'm going to let you do an Arcana check.
Come on.
Because
you think to do that? Did I do a teleportation circle in Dortheniak? Let's see how many teleportation circles we know. I can't.
All right, I'm gonna do a guidance on that.
Her mother would never have shown her that.
This is terrible. Oh well. I didn't learn shit. Never mind.
What's the thing? What's the thing?
7. He got 7.
7, sorry.
All
7.
right, good answer. Good answer. No.
No. Well,
Damn it. It was worth trying.
So, I mean, would you be able to get them somewhere closer? I mean, here's a thought, just Emmeline, as we consider this. We're going to be meeting with some people who are going to start doing construction here. I don't know if we need to be here for all the work, so why don't we go with them and make sure that they get there safely?
We could stop by the Brillin Wood too.
Oh, sure, I guess. I mean, yeah. You know, I trust Thane to understand my vision for the tower and how I would like it to be done. So if he is our chosen headmaster, I would feel comfortable with that.
Well, it's because they have to finish setting up the teleportation circle first, right? We haven't finished that yet, have we? So once we get that done, we will take you as close back to home as we can, and if we have time, we can make sure that you at least get the protection you have to get safely back home. Elneria is not a dangerous city, and it's much better than here.
Yellow will turn to the father.
Sir, what's your name?
My name is Joshua.
Joshua, can I talk to you off to the side for a second?
Of course.
All right.
As Diablo leads the father off, Emmeline's gonna kneel next to Jesse and go, so, how would you like to learn about magic?
All right.
So, okay.
Let's start with Diablo.
Okay.
All right, Joshua. I'm gonna make sure you and your family get back to the west side of the continent. It seems like your destination's gonna be Elneria. I know that might not be ideal. You live in Filtratia, that's quite a ways away, a couple mountain ranges separated. Yeah. You understand?
I understand.
Whatever you do, I need you to make sure your family, when you get back to safety, when you get out of this nation, this place, I need you to make sure you go to a place and you live in a place that's blessed and sanctified. Make sure none of these people can come and find you, all right?
Of course.
Because these people, they're like bloodhounds. They will find you again. The fact that they're mortals doesn't help the fact.
I understand.
Once we do our part to get you back where you need to be, you need to do your part and make sure that you got a few layers of protection after that.
He nods his head.
All right.
Yeah, looking up at the man, I'm assuming he's taller than Diablo. He'll just slap the man on the side of the arm.
We're gonna figure something out. All right. Let's get back to your family.
And this is the rib bone from a rare celestial. What do you think about this, Jesse? Is this interesting you?
Mm-mm.
What does interest you?
She holds up a straw doll. Princesses.
Princesses.
Well, that could be a nice arcane focus.
What are you
guys?
all
I'm
on?
trying to teach them. Percy will kneel down and start retelling a story about a princess that he probably told his kids one time, a long time ago.
All right, let's hear it.
Am I pulling a story on my ass? Like,
Yeah.
I do
Okay.
this shit all the time.
no, I got this. No. In the Lamuld Woods, it was a dark and dreary night when Princess Ferocia was caught unaware by goblins and demons. But little did these demons and goblins know that she had the power of 1,000 suns at her back. In one foul swoop, she beheaded all of the demons, and she was strong and powerful. And that night, she learned that she didn't need no man, and she didn't need no king to rule the kingdom. All she needed was herself and the power of the suns. And she ruled that kingdom so hard that Loki, they were rich forever, and they lived happily ever after. The end.
A round of applause for that story. Hey. And you know what, Josh? You can take an inspiration for that.
I've never heard that one before.
You got to make them up when you can't afford books.
Oh, so okay.
It's not.
We could
They don't
teach you
pay well
princess magic.
traveling. Stop trying to teach the.
Now, of course, that story is a great story. Doesn't excuse yeah, there's some really great goblins.
Yeah, I did. I don't know why I said goblins. I meant demons.
I was a little.
I pivoted to demons.
Just
Goblins and goblins and shit.
The Princess Ferocia.
Yeah. I kind of modeled
I've
that
heard a name like I've heard a name close to Ferocia before in like a book or something.
Isn't there a god that has a name similar to that?
No, probably not.
Maybe.
Well, I'll stop trying to recruit you. I'm sure Thane can just make me an even better version of you. So that's okay.
Well,
We currently don't have any
of course, that's
furniture.
impossible.
Sanasha like gives them some rations because I assuming they're hungry. So she'll give them 3 of her rations.
So we're gonna have to take him back, right? Dane's gonna see him.
Yeah, that's fine. It's our land.
I want y'all to be clear about how much taxes we're gonna make you pay here. Okay? If Mr. Thane asks, you're paying a lot of taxes, and we mean it.
I don't quite understand why, but
Just nod.
I understand.
As of right now, to my knowledge, from how I would like to set up the system, we need to clear the lower levels of the tower first of debris and miasmic water, and then we can set up the teleportation circle down there. And once that's set up, you guys are free as birds.
I'm assuming everybody's heading back to the tower.
Yeah, we're walking with them.
Yeah.
Sanasha's making sure they're able to eat. She gives them some water from a flask.
Were the trees alive?
The trees are like swamp trees. Imagine like
Yeah,
like Louisiana, the swamplands,
The bayou.
like the bayou trees. They're a lot of willow trees covered in this gray moss. It's very dense. There was a movie that used to be a book series. Like it was a movie that's made of the first of the book series, and it was like they didn't do well for the book. But anyway, they had like the perfect depiction of what I was talking about.
Sanasha will ask the little girl what her doll's name is. What's her name? Your friend?
I don't know her name.
Oh,
I don't know any princesses.
Yeah, well, you can always give her a name. How about Princess
Rosha.
Jessica?
Okay.
the stories I always read were about people being able to earn the right to be a princess. You know, of course they were about wearing pretty dresses and, you know, meeting Prince Charming, but in the end, the princess grows to be a powerful queen, leads her nation to be successful, powerful, sustainable, safe. You can be whatever you dream to be.
Okay.
She's just trying to like make her feel less terrified, basically.
I'm pretty sure we've met a princess, haven't we? Or am I just thinking of a woman as a princess? I might be doing that.
We met one. Technically, she's a duchess, but
It works, right?
Met a queen, haven't we?
Yes, we have done that. That has a lot more responsibility.
Also, wasn't technically Cram like super important too?
He was a royal member, I believe.
Oh, the movie I was thinking was called Beautiful Creatures. Anyway, there's a perfect scene. I'll share. I was just looking it up. Anyway, so I'll say that at this point, you guys are all getting back.
Ask if you ask me. Anyway,
I'll say that you guys get back to the Warden's Spire. And as you walk in, you know, Thane is sitting there smoking a cigarette and looking through a notebook. Well, welcome back. How did it go?
Everything's fine.
Oh, I see that you found some friends.
Yeah, there are new citizens.
New citizens, eh? So you're not against recruiting Onis into your service. How did you persuade them?
Onis? What's an Oni?
You don't. They didn't tell you.
No.
Go ahead and make a nature check.
Okay. How's the 15?
You would know. I'm going to read directly from the monster manual. Oni are elusive entities that inhabit dark forests and other wildernesses. By shape-shifting into the form of an innocent or moving invisibly, Oni encroach on communities and lonely roads. They frequently harass people of faith, testing the limits of their piousness, or torment selfish people, punishing them for their wickedness. Wise communities often have guardian statues, annual rituals, or local superstitions meant to keep Oni at bay. In rare cases, an Oni might gradually befriend other such communities and protect them from other threats for generations. Oni torment villages that don't pay them or other supernatural forces respect.
Oh. I mean, we just offered them help.
Diablo is just gonna stare down the father.
At this point, the form will shimmer and shift, and the reveal large-sized creature with blue skin, stringy white hair, pale white eyes, and horns protruding from their foreheads. There is one smaller one.
You're like a big tiefling. Okay.
They're like 8 feet tall. This is what Oni look like.
Oh, so you'd be great at helping us build this tower back. Oh,
Emlyn,
it's fantastic.
Please stop.
It's an honest offer with no harm and no ill intent.
We are just trying to get home.
Right.
Are you from the Lemold Woods, in truth?
Nothing I spoke to you was a lie.
Good. So,
I mean, you did hide your forms, and that was dishonest enough with these people, but It is not my point to judge, but you know, I do have the sight and I'm able to see through your lies.
I will point out, Thane, that this party is somewhat accustomed to physical transformation and deception in that way. I don't know if we hold it against them. Right?
By all means, take them back to wherever they said they're from. Maybe they'll terrorize the community. Maybe they will protect them. Who's to say? But if children get eaten, that's just one more song in the Bard's book against you all. It's a gamble. You truly don't know if they're going to or not. They could say, you can even make sure that you do zone of truth on them. If they say no and they don't intend to once they get there, that is the truth. But if they change their mind once they're there, it is still a possibility. But you know, who am I to say that we are all victims of our nature? I mean, I'm just an intelligent undead that, you know, bound my soul to an object. These are born fiends.
Well, we already
I
have...
say kill them. Or better yet, let's find out their true names through gross torture and then bind them to you in your servitude. That would be useful. You already have the tools down below from what you found out.
That sounds
Let's
horrible.
drip miasma on them bit by bit until they give us their true names. Oh, this is a wonderful chapter. I'm sorry, my book is getting good. Talk amongst yourself.
I think we made them a promise, deception or not. Right?
I don't know if I necessarily feel comfortable with... No offense.
Continue.
I don't know if I necessarily feel comfortable delivering them to a place that we have no idea their impact. At first, we thought it was their home, which still could be true. But obviously everyone needs to eat, and it seems you eat children. No hate. I don't really understand that. You do you, Oni. I can't live with that in my consciousness.
Were you being warded off by a community, or were you their protectors?
Are you going to take them at their word?
Well, they can answer the question, unless one of you wants to do his own truth, but...
Well, my stance is, I say we reconsider our terms, considering our terms were made with false identity involved.
I mean, I can't really... I don't think I could turn my back on them since they are closer to us, Diablo.
How are they closer to us?
Fiend.
Naoki.
What happened the last time you trusted a fiend? Oh yeah, that's right. An entire city got conquered and tons of people died or are enslaved. Which one is it?
I thought you were reading your book.
I got bored.
That was a god, by the way.
You say tomato, I say onomatopoeia. I don't know.
Well, Naoki, I don't immediately claim people just because they got horns like me. Or a pigment.
Diablo, horns like me. That would
dramatic.
be a wonderful title for your autobiography. Take note.
I'm not writing a goddamn autobiography. Other people are writing biographies about me, Thane. That's what you gotta understand here.
Didn't want to be an autobiography, but have it your way.
Well, if not, I know a place where I can take them.
We offered to take them home. I'd honestly... everything.
DM, there are 3 Onis in front of us. A really big one, medium, and a kiddo, right?
Well, 2 of them are considered large creatures, and one of them is still smaller, but still large.
Fair enough. I'll take that. Continue. I just wanted to clarify the child would still existed.
If you do not plan on allowing us and taking us home, let us go.
Say the word.
I refuse to torture even a creature like like this, they asked for our help, and if they're honest in it, I mean, DM, the way they describe the Oni, they are problematic, but if you treat them well, they're not what, they're not monsters in the night eating children, right?
In rare cases, or they torment wicked people.
Yeah, so like, they're basically testing if you're a good person or not, and they torment you if you're evil. I asked the question earlier, were you the protectors of the community where you were taken from? Or were you the tormentors?
We lived in solitude. If there was someone who deserved punishment, we took that and removed them from the community.
So,
Does there seem to be any sense of lying when they're saying that?
Roll an insight check.
yeah, I was gonna say, can I give him because can I give the help action on that? Because Sinasha's really trying to read if they're telling the truth or not.
You can get advantage, Percy.
26. There we go.
26 seems to be telling the truth.
So you were the boogeyman lurking off in the distance, hurting those who hurt others.
Just known. I hate to play devil's advocate. Pardon the pun, good man. But they might have done what they believed to be good in the past, but that does not mean they will continue to do so. What happens when they get desperate? What if there are no evil people?
How about you stay a bystander right now, Thane?
Girls gotta eat.
I'd say it's really tough to morally judge creatures when you were willing to let us betray someone who didn't.
Oh, bleeding hearts of the world unite.
Well, you're dealing with heroes.
I trust them. Somewhat.
You know what? Do as you choose. I'm going to go to the docks and wait for your builders, which, by the way, I'm still helping you with, despite you going against my advice. I am an intelligent man, by the way.
You are?
Self-made. Only got a small loan of 1 million gold from my parents to make all this happen. So,
I mean,
I'm a genius.
You are very, very bright, Thane.
I hate you for that reference, by the way.
My parents' emerald mines paid for everything that I had to start out, but I'm the one that made my business a success, not the emeralds.
I add a character. I don't want to work with Thane anymore because of that. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, everything's gonna be the biggest, the greatest. You're gonna build this tower. It's gonna be the hugest tower.
I've also made multiple references to multiple people in that, but he'll leave.
Rebuild this bastion.
And gonna build a
I promise you, this bastion's gonna be the largest. I promise you. I promise you, it's gonna be the tallest bastion. It's gonna reach past the clouds. I promise.
Guys,
I promise you.
This isn't a good.
And we'll make the dirty Sanguisians pay for it. The greatest.
Oh my god. Okay, we need to move on because this is getting out of field. We can take you home, or I mean, you could stay here. There are lots of wicked people in this place.
Look, I'm going to give you this offer, Joshua, with no ill intent. Keep that in mind. We could do a deal, a trade of trust, in which we take you to where your home is and allow you to settle, and we leave. We don't monitor you. Nothing of the sort. And in exchange, you leave with us something you cherish, something that you would never want harm to come to. And that way we have insurance to know that you will uphold what you've told us. I would like Jessie to stay here and guard our island.
She's just a girl. A child.
She'll be safe. Well fed. We could build her a house in the woods if she would like. I know my friend may have told you something about, I don't even know what, about when you get home. Whatever he drew you to the side and told you, what if they find you again? What if they come back? She'd be safe here.
They could also be safe somewhere else.
That's my offer. If you decline, let me know. But I have no ill intent for Jesse nor you. I would just love to have a protector of our new base.
Diablo gonna look at Emlyn and just go like this, and just walk off to the side for a second.
Pardon me. She'll hobble on over there. What's up? What's going on?
You're saying we need a protector. Why the hell do you want the kid?
Why wouldn't we want more defense and assurance?
If we wanted more defense and assurance, certainly we could ask for, I don't know, the dad or the mom to hang back, one of the stronger full-grown ones, instead of asking for the little kid.
The kid will have to go on her own eventually, and where will she go after she leaves the little mold wood? And what if they find her on her own? What a great idea for her to be alone without her parents.
With one of her parents.
Surely they stay together. They can make a new baby Oni. It'll be fine.
Emily, this stinks of shit. I don't like this.
Oh my god. Sorry, I'm just now thinking of an entire run of Dead by Daylight babies.
I'm just throwing out there what I truly desire, Diablo.
I don't feel comfortable that this is a proposition we're running with, where we take a kid to make sure that the parents can get home safe.
Then I won't do it. I won't take them home. I need to hear it from the father, from the family. I understand you're not comfortable with it, but I'm giving them the opportunity of a lifetime. Okay, the opportunity of a lifetime. You never find anything better.
Reason why you want the kid.
What if I have no reason?
Not good.
What if my reason is pending, Diablo?
I need further research. It sounds like you just want it because it would make them feel bad. Is that what it is, Emmeline?
No.
He's fucking.
Why that? Just because they lied to us? I would never. That'd be crazy.
Of course, you wouldn't be lying to me right now, Emmeline.
No, truly, I don't know. I feel that this is important. Call it an instinct, call it whatever you want. Yes, it's not kidnapping. I'm asking permission.
You're giving them an impossible ultimatum.
What if you send your kid to camp? Summer camp, you ever go to those? Okay, what if you send your kid to military school? Like, things happen. Kids need to grow up. Okay.
Yeah, the kids should grow up around their parents.
She's had enough time.
For the record, I did grow up in a preparatory school away from my parents, and I was just fine.
Hey, now you're back again.
Yes, I have
Thane is one of the most brilliant.
Thane's interrupting our aside.
Anyway, I'm just gonna go ahead and go on in.
Great. Look, let's just hear what they have to say. And if he says no, and if they're not comfortable, fine. I'm not gonna force them to leave her with us. But I see no negative in having an Oni here, and they could come visit. They could come visit, and it could be a whole thing, you know?
I think you failed to pick up the part where they don't want to be here, period.
Be like a vacation summer home. Think about it.
If we're supposed to be the good guys here, Emmeline, we should be able to give people an opportunity to be where they need to be, away from this shitty place, if they want to be.
the thing is that this land is ours to dictate. So while the rest of the country may be built upon absolutely undescribable horrors and atrocities committed against people and celestials and everyone, like, we can make our land different. We don't have to be evil, and we can take care of the people in our circle. We don't have to let the Empire come
about
in.
taking a child from their only parent, and you want to sit there and
What
preach
did
on
you...
evil?
Renato slithered over here.
Tanasha.
Yeah, sorry, what's that? I've been a little tuned to zone.
Tanasha, do you think maybe we could take them near the grove?
Well, we'd have to...
They are nature spirits, after all.
We'd have to get them to Vastorum, but... And it would still be a long journey either way.
It's right near Foltracia.
I just think that we promised that we would take them home. And it is still 2 parents and a child. I mean, I think anywhere here is dangerous for them if they were kidnapped and they escaped. Who knows what brought them here, but... I mean... I don't like breaking my word. No.
I just don't think we should.
Now, Emmeline.
My offer is my offer. My offer is my offer. I'm not discussing it any further.
I don't. 2 people, if 3 people, if 2 parents and a child get kidnapped, and the only people that'll help them are only willing to give them some of their freedom back, that don't sound like good guys. That sounds like the lesser of 2 evils.
Okay, so you're suggesting a contract, maybe, in which she can go home with them.
I'm suggesting we bring them back home and we let them go home. All right? I don't want to hear any excuses on why we should keep these people in this fucking hellhole. Under these clouds is not freedom, period.
So why don't we just sell the tower and go somewhere else that isn't a shithole and a hellhole and a bunch of these things? Why are we putting the money and the effort in?
I would fucking love it.
Then take your name off the deed or something, because I love this tower and I'm gonna make it something great.
Then make it something without them. Let them be free.
Offer is my offer. What if he says yes?
I don't like what you're doing here, Emmeline.
I'm sorry, like, that was...
Because Emmeline and Diablo are going back and forth at a volume as they are. I mean, is Joshua gonna say anything? Is he gonna cut in? Is he gonna, because everyone's hearing this conversation apparently, and everyone's butting in.
Sorry, I'm not butting in, Emily.
No, you're fine. Thane butt in. Renatus came in at one point. Naoki said something to you, but not like. Yeah,
we
so
were having a separate conversation.
The way I imagined it with
Okay.
Thane was like two people stepped outside the bar or staying on the sidewalk in front of the bar, like having this heart to heart, and some random like person passing by as they're going into the bar was like, "Girl, get him!" Like just kept going because that happens all the time. By the way, all the time. So that's how I was seeing it.
Naoki and Sanasha's conversation was completely separate, to be clear. Like, it was an aside from the aside.
I guess I'm just not really seeing how it's so negative. I'm not seeing how I understand that you don't want them, that they don't want to be here, you don't want them here.
My whole willingness to work in this place, to do what we're doing, is a compromise on everything I believe in. I need you to do this one thing for this one family this one time. Is that too hard? Because whether that family is some evil nature spirit thing or not, I know what it's like to be that kid.
Fine.
Should I stop the argument? Should I turn one of them into a toad, Sanasha?
I'm trying not to listen to what they're saying. They're having a separate conversation from us. I can just hear them because they're yelling, but this isn't...
I mean, I can make it stop really quickly.
I don't think that turning somebody into a toad's going to change anything.
No, but it'll stop them from arguing.
I think they stopped talking already. Sanasha goes over saying, "Are you both okay?"
We all done.
Emmeline is fuming. Her brow is furrowed, and she's just silent. This one fucking thing. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just gonna go back over there.
Okay, but if you guys keep arguing, I am gonna have to turn one of you into a toad, because this is getting really embarrassing, because I'm
Let
trying
me check
to
this spell real quick.
flirt with this,
here.
like, cute little skeleton man. You're kind of
Sanasha, like, grabs
fucking that up.
and pulls him away.
So, I'm sure we'll send you home anytime soon, guys. I'm sure they'll be done lickety split. Don't mind them. They're just a bit rowdy.
When Emmeline comes into the tower, she actually just goes into the cellar. She doesn't even say anything to anyone. She just leaves. She just goes into the cellar.
Yeah, the cellar's where the circle is. I'm sure she's just setting it up for you guys. I wouldn't worry about it, to be honest.
Have you made a decision there, Diablo?
Yeah, we'll help him. We'll help him get back home.
Okay.
Wonderful. All of them, yeah?
All three of them.
Oh, good news. Good news. Okay.
Sorry, I got a character. That was such a wonderful, like, scene, you two. Like, thank you.
Well, I might as well say that we should get to work then. I think the beginning part would be having these wonderful constructs, and he has a number of bone constructs, zombie and skeleton, low level undead. They can get started on the masonry and taking care of the flooding below, although I imagine that the waters below might dissolve a few of them here and there, but...
Do you need me to come down there? I can use some magic and, like, clear out some of that water.
I'm sure the next few days will be very productive if we all work together. So, have you decided on who's going to be your quartermaster? You were specifically told the condition was it has to be one of the heads of house, but you get to pick which one. Straight from the top. Orders, that is.
I mean,
fortunately, I think we'll have to discuss a little further on that. It seems a couple of us are a bit strained at the moment.
I see. Well, we can go ahead and get started on all of the masonry and that sort of thing, clearing out this rubble and getting the first few floors ready. I'm certain that you all have decided what you want the overall structure to look like, what you plan on using it for, and we do have to worry about, like, transportation of other people here and there as far as merchants or tourists go.
Oh, I think there was some discussion about maybe turning it into at least the lower levels into a gambling hall.
That could be
casino.
done.
and then tilling the land around here because this marsh is just unsuitable for anything but poison ivy, it seems.
Well, have you tried growing anything but poison ivy? You know, there are certain farming techniques that can be done on quite well across marshland, as it is often very fertile soil. Granted, the miasma might have affected that in some way, shape, or form, but we can certainly look into it. I imagine 3 days from now, we'll have the teleportation circled up, the beginnings of bedrooms for you to sleep comfortably. And then a couple weeks from now, we will have the special features starting to go up and be built, of course.
Perfect.
Now, there are the terms of how large you like each of your bedrooms to be, other features, and we can work that all out. You, of course, that comes with quite a high cost as well. But I imagine while you're taking these wonderful people home, these wonderful things home, that there will be some sort of quest or something that you could go on that might have quite a high payout.
Fair enough.
Maybe you can find a lost tomb or kill a mummy or something. I don't know.
Why would we hurt somebody's mother?
I do it all the time.
Unacceptable.
I mean, that's all for good reason, but we don't have to get into semantics and ethics of research. This one understands. Oh wait, she's not here.
She went downstairs.
So, as the Warden Spire is starting its renovations, it starts to become the home of the Veiled Vanguard. What happens next will be a story for another time. Oh, wrong one. Thank you so much, everybody, for being part of tonight's session, especially the audience and the cast members. Wonderful role play moments tonight. It might seem that they were actually heated in that debate, but guess what? They were acting. That's acting. Hi, that's Chloe and Jeremiah, and we're actors. I'm an actor. I'm a pirate. Anyway, so everybody, we will be here next week. There's a specific reference I'm doing there. We'll be next week, live next week at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here at twitch.tv/LichSouls. In case you aren't part of this weird thing called like, you know, daylight savings time, we did go forward an hour this past Sunday here, so that has accounted for in our clocks. So it's which I forgot that not everybody around the world does that, so yay. After that, even though we are not leaving until Thursday, the following day after our session, 2 weeks from now, there will not be a session in Prestige Encounters. That gives the, let's see here, 4 of us who will be in Chicago for Comic-Con the chance to, you know, wrap up their packing and rest up if they have an early flight, that sort of thing. So we will not be live 2 weeks from now, Wednesday, but we will be live the Wednesday after we return back from Comic-Con as well. And yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and pass it on over to Jeremiah, who plays Diablo Dorado.
That wonderful session, everybody. A little casual role play thrown in there, I think. You know, some fun low impact role play moments. But we're building this bastion, this tower with a dead angel in the basement, kinda. It's it'll be hard to explain to the cops, I guess. But yeah, I can't wait to see what we end up doing, especially looking at these mechanics. It could give us a lot of interesting benefits. But yeah, I mean, I'll pass it over to Quentin, who plays Renatus.
Thank you so much, Jeremiah. Yeah, nice little chill RP moment there at the end, you know, because you know we're all friends here.
No. But yeah, great session overall. A lot of good RP moments. I don't have much else to say other than my usual thank you to everyone who was chatting it up in chat tonight. Thank you to all of our wonderful role players who were bringing this amazing story together to life here. And of course, speaking of things amazing, oh my god, hold on. Thank you to everyone who was chatting up in chat tonight. Thank you to all of our wonderful role players for bringing this amazing story to life. And speaking of amazing stories, thank you to our wonderful DM Michael for giving us such an amazing story to bring to life here each and every week that we can. And yeah, I ain't got much else, so I'll pass it over to Guy, who's playing Sanasha.
Yeah, really interesting session. I do appreciate grim, dark, brutal lore. It's always fun experiencing something like that, and big props to Michael or Lich Souls for continuing to create this kind of twisted but fun world to live in that's way more layered every session, and just like the existential horror of the existence of this tower is kind of fascinating to kind of live through as a player. And you know, really good roleplay this session. You know, my heart is still a little shaky from how intense that last scene with Emmeline and Diablo was. Just like pure role-playing high right there. So thank you for everyone. Great session, and I'm gonna pass it on to Percy, who is playing the character who's regretting all his decisions, Josh. And I mixed that up on purpose this time. Sure.
Yeah, fun session. What am I doing? Why am I just saying, that's not how you do these things? Right, let's do that again. Rewind. No, good fun session.
Our teleprompter guy is really screwed up today. We've had a couple blips, so I'm sorry, Thoshua, who is our teleprompter guy. We're going to be hiring a new guy.
Yeah, you're fired. No, good fun session. I'm enjoying the Spire, even though it's like some kind of super evil make god grenades and destroy the world place. But when we turn it into gambling, 100 levels of gambling, and you have to spend more money to make it up to the next level, to spend more money, and then it just keeps going up until eventually you get stuck in like a level because you can't pay to get back down, because like obviously you have to pay to use the elevators to come up and then pay to use to back down. It's just like going to be a mega scam. So we just earn infinite money and then spend it wherever we want.
So we're Animal Crossing. We're
yeah, you know,
yeah,
with a garden as well, because why not? But other than that, I guess we could have a pub as well, and like what else?
Yeah.
What else do we want? I think that's it. 99
Somebody's
level
gonna say a fucked up incantation, and we're gonna start growing Noxiarium inside the tower. We're gonna be, oh shit, what's happening here?
Oh, God.
Wait, why does the tower go on forever?
Yeah.
No, no, it should be good fun when it's all set up, and I can't wait to like decorate my room, I guess, because it's been a while since Percy's technically had a settled place.
It's gonna be all
so that'll be fun. It's definitely not going to be all black, but who knows? It'll be like black Batman. With that, I'll pass it on to Chloe, who plays Emmeline.
Excellent. Oh, sorry, Miso. I didn't mean to scare you. I loved the lore drops that happened today. They were super, like, ingratiating, very interesting, very in-depth. Loving it. Right. Is the tower having a negative effect on Emmeline? Not. Is the power of owning land going to her head? Of course not. So, tune in next time to see what else she decides to do. Really though, great roleplay session. I'm really glad that everyone's able to stick to their guns and hold true to themselves and their character. It makes it really fun to play with. So that's really all I got. Just really excited for our next session together. And with that, I'll go ahead and pass it over to Isaac, who plays our druid, Naoki.
Well, I can't wait to see what our next session has in store. Seeing as we are going to start building our tower up, it's going to be a little bit of a break from the usual tension, although we have a new tension growing in our group, so we'll see how that goes. But I'm very excited because if we go back to Illyria, that means we can go see Beans the spider.
Oh, wow. You can see the aftermath of that one shot.
Yeah, that'll be very exciting, but we'll just have to find out next time on Dragon Ball Z. But with that, I will pass it back over to Michael, our DM.
Thank you so much, Isaac, and thank you so much to all of our role players and viewers this evening. We'll be back next week at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here at twitch.tv/LichSouls and live on the channel throughout the week. Until next time, everybody. Bye!
Bye.
Bye.
Where's my mouse?